Hello and welcome to another episode of the Roach Koach podcast, the journey to create the Nu-Metal Canon. My name is Lorin Kozlowski. With me, as always, the original Roach Rider, Mr. Matt Nas.
Keep it rolling, baby.
There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, back with you, back creating this Nu-Metal Canon one album at a time. This week, you know, Matt, we've had a lot of kings on the show. We've talked to a lot of
kingiest kings.
The kings, the dropout kings.
Oh, yeah.
The Cottonmouth Kings.
Yes.
The Prom Kings.
Absolutely.
And now we have the Analog King.
Ooh.
That's right. Returning to the show, friend of the show, Mitch Socia.
Yeah.
You are the
Hey.
welcome. You are since I've seen you, you're like the VHS king of Detroit.
Wow, I mean being called a king that's high praise.
That's high praise.
Yeah, I mean,
especially when we get to the album, which is about the King of Kings.
the king of kings, the number one guy. So Mitch, yeah, since we last seen you on the show, you have been a busy guy, and tell us a little bit about VHS Detroit.
So, it basically started as just like a way to. I found that there was like a big online community of people collecting VHS. I called it VHS Detroit just to see like who I could like meet up with that was local, because it seemed like there's a lot of people out there collecting VHS. And yeah, it's really like blown up. I started doing the like once a month. We watch a movie once a month at Planet Ant and do like a tape swap, and I turn it into a show too. Like I add some like bits and whatnot in there to make it a little bit more than just watching a movie. But yeah, then through that, people have been like contacting me about like setting up other events and like going April 20th, we're going out to Muskegon.
Ooh.
There's a video store in Muskegon, like a legit,
Honest to God
video store. It's like, it's called Static Tape in
wow.
Muskegon, and they're doing a tape swap. So we're going out there. We're representing. We're bringing the crew.
All right,
but yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
What's your? Do you have like a Holy Grail? Like, there's a tape that you've heard about, you haven't been able to get it yet, you're trying to find it, anything like that right now that you're looking at?
No, not really. I guess the way that I go about collecting is just sort of like I take it all and then I just sort of sort it out from there, and then I see like what I like and what I'm interested in, because there is so much to collect, but there's also like the big stuff is stuff that's like $500 for one tape, and I'm not at that level of collecting, you know what I mean?
Right.
I'm dropping $500 on a tape yet.
Especially
I
when
won't
you're
ever
doing
be.
especially when you're doing it for fun.
Right, exactly. I just want to, like, if at first I started with just like the movies I like, because it started as I just want to be able to pop in movies that I'm familiar with at any point, just to go to a shelf and be like, I love all of these movies. And now it's turned into collecting like specific sets, like everything from a certain era of MCA or a certain era of CBS Fox, and it's about like the boxes and the artwork and stuff. So it kind of shifts for me, I guess.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So with collecting, because I've watched some VHS recently. And I don't know if I'm ever going to share this, but I did a cable access music program when I was in high school.
Really?
Whoa.
That's
Yes.
cool.
I've talked about it on the show before, but it was called Mellowship Slinky.
Okay.
And I found it and I put it on my TV over here. Like I plugged in and did everything. And I was shocked that it looked good.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Like it looked good, but it was also like terrifying to see like like this old cable access TV show. And to me, like those are the things that you want to find. Like I don't want to find, I don't necessarily need to see, like I saw one guy and all he cares about is Titanic. Like he's just like, and it's a goof, but it's just like he goes to his wall and it's all the double disc Titanic. And he's like, oh, this is the gold special edition that goes over here.
Widescreen.
Yeah, and he has like 1,000 of them at this point.
Yeah.
But like, I love that stuff. The stuff that is before YouTube.
Yes.
There is a tape out there somewhere of somebody who locally at Michigan State did a dub over an episode of Star Trek that in junior high school we roared over.
That's great.
But it disappeared. I don't know where the tape went.
Yeah.
And I've never seen it before, but like Channel 50 used to have these bumpers and it would be from other episodes. And there's one where like Spock is like this, and the voiceover was just ah.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's honestly the most recent kind of stuff I'm looking for is like anytime I see at the thrift store a recorded tape that has no label on it, I'm grabbing it.
That's the stuff.
Yeah, because I want to find like stuff recorded off TV or like home recorded stuff. I found this one at one of our swaps. Actually, I got this tape and it said like so and so's wedding. I was getting from somebody's box of stuff, and he was like, "Yeah, actually, somebody." It's kind of funny because that's actually it's like 4 hours of NASCAR. Somebody recorded over their own wedding video.
Oh my god!
With just like 4 hours of NASCAR. So I was like, "Well," I really like finding the old commercials too. So I took it anyways, and I popped it in, and the first 10, 15 minutes are still the wedding video, and there is a 5-minute chunk where it's like guys, and it's in Michigan too because I like spotted the license plates on the cars. And it's like 5 like classic Midwestern guys trying to tap the keg. And the guy with the camera is trying to help. He's hang on, what you got to do? No, over there. No, like this. And it's so...
You should just put the camera down.
This is the ultimate Midwest thing. Oh, come on, guys.
Hang on there.
Hey, wait a minute there, buddy. Slow down. You got to get... What are you doing? Why are we doing it like that, guy? You're going to ruin the keg. That's just the exasperation.
No one ever knows how to tap it, too.
No
one ever knows. Everyone, if somebody gets sprayed...
Yeah,
every time.
Every time.
I've changed multiple kegs at Pizza Hut, but if you gave me a self tapper, I guarantee I'm gonna fuck it up. 100% gonna fuck it up.
Yeah.
Well, perfect. Well, that is very exciting. Everyone can find you on Instagram. On what is the handle again?
It's VHS Detroit. VHS _Detroit.
There it is. So follow Mitch if you've got tapes. If you've taped over your own wedding with 4 hours of Formula One or something, send it to him.
Yes, please.
He would love to see it.
Yeah.
The album of the week, you guys.
Ooh.
Mitch, I sent you a list of albums. You texted me back immediately and said, P.O.D, of course. Indeed. It's Testify by P.O.D. This is P.O.D's. Let me make sure I got this. This is their 6th studio album.
Wow.
6th? Do you have a rundown?
Do I have a rundown of other P.O.D. albums?
Yes, please.
Sure. All right. Let me go to this Wikipedia.
You got
here.
self-titled.
All right. So if we're going by this, okay, so it says here that they have 10 altogether. If we're counting the indie stuff.
See, that's the thing, is the
Yeah.
indie stuff.
So you have Snuff the Punk in 94, Brown in 96, Fundamental Elements of Southtown in 99.
And a lot of the casuals would consider that their first, because that's
Right,
their major
yes.
label.
Yeah.
record.
Satellite in 2001.
Okay.
September 11th to be specific. Payable on Death, November 4th, 2003. And
December 5.
Testify, January 24th, 2006.
Because a lot of things that were on Fundamental were from Brown and from, like, they trimmed some of those songs out. Okay.
Produced it up a little bit.
Now it's starting to get familiar.
There it is. So
We only did that episode like truly 7 years ago.
Fundamental Elements Southbound?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Well, so interesting with that, I went back and tried to listen to see if it was in the episode or if it was something we had talked about off mic. But the person who suggested we do that album, Mitch Socia.
Hey! Wow. Great.
And I thought it was in the episode, but I distinctly remember saying to Jenny, yeah, Mitch told us to do this album. And she went, oh. And I know, based off the timeline, you were not dating
We weren't
yet.
together yet.
So if you really want to play the game here, that you suggesting it, me mentioning it, planted the seed, and now here you are. You got a child.
Wow.
You're married with children.
So thank you.
And
You're welcome.
Thank you for my life.
You are the one. You started
I manifested my own
You
destiny.
manifested your own destiny. You were like, what way? And the thing is that you probably weren't even thinking about it. You were just like, cool, sounds like a cool show. Do this album.
Right.
But also, I mean, who's the ultimate puppet master here?
Me. That's me.
Oh, I was going to say Ja. I was going to say Ja, Matt.
No way.
No, Matt.
No way. Me.
It's Matt. All right.
I just like taking credit for things I have no right to take credit for.
That's fine.
Me.
So this record, so they're 6th overall, their 4th major label record. They are coming off of the Payable on Death record, which did not do as well.
No.
And if you
Because
remember that,
Satellite was a world beater.
Satellite made them kings, you could say.
Kings.
And I mean, they put a record out on September 11th, and it was like flourished. You know,
Yeah.
They overcame that.
Because they said the words, because it's all right. It's all right.
Yeah. Well, just think about it. They had a record come out on September 11th that has a song called Boom. And it was a hit.
Yeah.
Those lyrics of it being all right, are
All right.
from Boom.
Yeah, it was like boom, and everyone was like, "It's all right,"
It's
and I'm
all
like,
right.
"Oh, okay." Oh. You said boom there. I got really panicked, but it's all right. Thank you. Yeah. So, yeah. So here they are now. This is their second record. Marco's no longer in the band still, and so your breakdown of
Boys in the band.
Boys in the band. Sonny Sandoval, lead vocals.
The best.
Jason Truby, guitar, backing vocals on a very specific song we will get to. Trey Daniels, bass guitar. Wub Bernardo, drums.
Wub wub.
Nice.
Love Wub. We also have some guests on this album that we will get to. We have some people that were wished to be guests who didn't get to make it
Oh,
there
yeah.
because of scheduling conflicts. So decisions were made.
And that represented in the lyrics.
Yes.
We only had 9 days to record this record.
Yeah.
If you can't make it, you're not on it.
You're not on it. Producer on this record, Glen Ballard.
The bow.
Glen Ballard, most famously known as a co-writer and producer on Alanis Morissette's album Jagged Little Pill, which, if you
Where
remember
do you
that,
stand on Jagged Little Pill?
I think I'd say every single is basically an all-timer,
Yeah.
and anything that's like a deep cut, I don't know. I don't really have. I mean, I heard the album so many times. My sister had it; she played it on the loop, so. I mean, I just know those songs. I don't even know if I have an opinion on them anymore. I think the one that I think is still, if I heard it, I wouldn't turn it off. Would probably be is it Head Over Feet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think that one, because that was a later single, didn't get played quite as to death.
Okay, I didn't know that was off of Jagged Little Pill because
Yeah,
I like that one. Yeah, I would say You Ought to Know is an instant turn off for me.
Really?
Instant. Can't take it anymore. Heard it way too
Yeah.
much.
Okay, well, here's the breakdown of singles, Matt.
Okay.
You Ought to Know, You Learn, Hand in My Pocket, Ironic, Head Over Feet, All I Really Want.
How?
Wow.
One album.
One
And
album.
didn't Ballard
Single?
have like a writing credit on Hand in My Pocket?
He's co-writer, I think, on all of them.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, all lyrics. Yeah, all lyrics are by Alanis. All music, Alanis and Glen. So yeah,
Okay.
so he's got a he has got a co-write on all the music. So
Probably
I think
just
I
did,
would.
like,
I think I would
one word.
listen to all of them except You Ought to Know. I just too many. I was like in high school when that came out, and it was every time I got in a car, every time I got in a bus, every time I turned on the radio. There it was. There it was. I just heard it too much, and it's kind of like Lebowski, where it became a lot of people's personality. Like, no, I don't.
Yeah.
I know I've done that, and I am awful when I do that. So I'm like, no, thank you.
let's see some other stuff that Glen Ballard has worked on. He produced No Doubt's Return of Saturn album.
Wow.
We brought him in for that. Dave Matthews Band Every Day. He
Was
did
that a big one?
That was, I believe.
Was that a good one?
Was that a good one? Well,
I know that song. Every day.
Every day. I think that's I believe that's the record where they made it with one guy, and the label came in and said, "No, make it with Glenn." And then the Dave Matthews super fans were like, "Release the original tapes, release the Lily White sessions," and then they had basically people that were like, "Yeah, this version." It's not real DMB. And which is funny because I heard it. I mean, shit sounds like Dave Matthews Band to me. Like, I don't know what to tell you. The guy's not yeah. Let's see. It's interesting. They brought him in. It looks like they brought him in on a lot of stuff in the 2000s as like he was the follow-up guy.
He was the
on
sweetener.
He was the guy after the big hit record. So he did Lit's follow-up album to My One Worst Enemy, an album called Atomic.
Which we all remember.
Oh, man. Remember when we were just sitting around
I
2001?
barely remember
Sorry, Lit.
Lit's first record.
Let's see. He did a co-write on Christina Aguilera's Stripped album. Let's see here. Well, he did work on Alanis Morissette's follow-up record as well, a supposed former
Infatuation Junkie,
which I do love. I was obsessed with that record in college.
I feel like that one got played substantially less.
Thank You got a lot of play though.
Yes, Thank You.
Thank You got a lot of play. But there's a man. I was into that record. That record's good. Let's see. Yeah, but after that, no. Goo Goo Dolls, Let Love In. Never heard of that.
Never heard of it.
Annie Lennox, Dark Road. He did Emmy Rossum, apparently got to make an album. Let's see here. Miley Cyrus, Hannah Montana, the movie. He did a Wilson Phillips Christmas album. Do you know what this is? Reading this now as I'm realizing it. This is a guy who made Alanis Morissette, Jagged Little Pill, and co-wrote every song on it, and then never had to make a hard decision ever again.
Well, yeah, because from then on out, what's really his job? His job is really to be like, oh, all right, yeah, that's cool.
That's cool. Like,
I like that.
Yeah, he basically could have just he probably slid into the Rick Rubin role. Like, I'm made for life now.
Yeah.
I can just pick and choose.
Can you imagine fucking points on Jagged Little Pill? You got points and a writing credit.
You're set for life.
You got a writing credit and producer points on Jagged Little Pill.
My God.
I'll see you guys later.
Right.
Matt, we would never see you again.
Seriously. Do the Rick Moranis and just go away.
Yeah.
Just chill.
You'd be like, where did Catherine, Rosemary, and Matt go? Their house is just, all their stuff's in there.
They're just gone.
Yeah.
Matt co-wrote Jagged Little Pill, so I mean that's why he's gone.
There's piles of clothes on a chair where they used to be sitting.
They paid Madonna to literally sing "This Used to Be My Playground" outside.
So then I guess being brought in 2005 to produce a P.O.D. album, he was probably like, sure,
Not a surprise.
Why not? I'll take that. And I think he may have probably taken it as like a challenge. I mean,
That would
with
be
like
interesting.
a new metal band. Yeah. I couldn't really find any information on like meeting Glenn, why they met Glenn. Seems like, the people at Atlantic said work with Glen Ballard, and P.O.D. said, sure, okay. This record, let's see here. There is a version called Beyond Testify, which features commentary by the band on every song on the album, as well as 4 bonus songs and a remix. These are available on YouTube. I tried to listen to one of them. I couldn't do it. It was literally like the song starts and he was like, yeah, this one, let's have Steve talk about it. I was like, who the fuck is Steve? Like, what who's talking about it? I don't know.
I was there too, guy.
I was not, it was not illuminating in the way that I'd hoped for. But songmeanings.com, which we will get to, some of those people listen to those commentaries and they have some information for us. Let's see. It was the #1 selling Christian album on Billboard for several weeks, and as of May 2006 had been in the top 25 for a total of 16 weeks, opened at number 9 on Billboard 200 with 58,000 scans, and has sold over 210,000 copies in the US and over 500,000 copies worldwide. I wouldn't say an outright flop, but not to the level that the boys are used to. Let's just be honest.
Is 500,000, is that a, because like one number is gold, one number is platinum.
Yes.
How far away are
Here's
they?
the thing. So you've got to sell that number in one place to get the plaque. You cannot. So it's a little different than the way that we accumulate reviews for our podcast. We
Right.
count them from every location.
Right.
And then we say,
get one erotic kiss after another.
that's right. Exactly. Yeah. So we count all of them as one. But really, if you were to go in, we got like 200 something on Apple and what
Right.
have you. Yeah.
We'd never do any of the. We'd still be waiting to
We're still waiting to do
the
these-
3 pound.
3 pound, yeah. So with that, they would have to get 500,000 sold just in the United States to get a gold record.
I see.
So that did not work out for this album. Critically, according to Wikipedia, it was a mixed reception from major music publications. I love Wikipedia writing. Jason Braceland of Blender gave the album 2 stars out of 5 and proclaimed, on their 5th disc, these soldiers run low on ammo, and elaborated that on the ska-tinged strength of my life, they sound like the world's most polite rude boys, while Goodbye for Now is the kind of listless modern rock that could be bottled and sold as a sleep aid. Jason! Jesus, man, you weren't out of ammo. My God.
He had a bad week.
He
He
did.
reloaded
Like, you know
in
what?
the middle of that.
In the middle of that, he's like, give me a fresh clip. I need a new one.
I need
got more-
another. I got to do
say.
another kill shot.
Rolling Stone gave it 2 out of 5 stars. Christian Horde said the prospect of a bunch of Christian groove metalers releasing a record called Testify, which is what P.O.D. have done with their 5th album, might seem instantly off-putting. To P.O.D.'s credit, Testify is not as pompous or overblown as you might think. It just feels tired. With help from super producer Glen Ballard, barn burners like Mistakes and Glories achieve heavy rock propulsion, but their all too familiar parts, sludgy guitars, call and response shouts, and brawny rhymes have all the iridescence of an old sweatshirt. A couple of cuts, including 2 collaborations with Hasidic toaster Matisyahu, show off a novel fondness for reggae, but balladish numbers like Let You Down truly feel like a drag, expressing spiritual exhaustion through slate-gray melodies and diaristic laments like I'm so tired of faking my life. The most notable aspect of Testify, in fact, is how little P.O.D. or their guitars have to say.
Oh my!
Wow.
I feel like we have a real Adrien Brody introducing Pitbull situation here. No, it was a Jean Paul. It was Sean Paul.
Oh, no. It was Adrien Brody introducing Sean Paul.
Yes.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Have you ever seen that?
No.
It's why Adrien Brody can never go back to SNL. He had this idea. He's like, I'm going to put on fake dreads and I'm going to do patois and I'm going to introduce Sean Paul as this character. And they said, no. And Adrien Brody said, I have an Oscar. And he did it anyway.
He didn't tell anybody.
And he didn't tell anybody.
No.
And he went out there and did it. And Matt's about to pull it up. You may want to hit the deck because this is going to make you lose your mind.
Jamaica, man, Rastafari, you got the whole family in the house, me got Sean Peter, you got Sean Paul, you got Sean Mary, you got Sean John, we all in the house now, man. Respect, all our respect, me respect, me next spec, me knee spec, me ankle spec, Yeah, we got a great show, Kingston massive, yeah. But, kill about the boy. Yeah, man. We got the whole crew now,
Wait,
how is it still going?
It's still going.
I cannot believe how long this is.
For a second, I was like, oh, this is what he did in the monologue.
I cannot. Here's the thing. I have only seen parts of that because I couldn't watch the whole thing. I watched it and thought I got it, and I was like, I can't believe that it was. How long is that? Like a minute?
This is all. This gets it. This is the first comment.
Oh,
Maybe the only comment. That was only 42 seconds.
No way.
That bit lasted for an eternity.
Yes.
I cannot believe.
Seriously.
Wow.
I am so uncomfortable right now.
Oh my
and
God.
that's been done.
Well, that was in the 90s.
I'm pretty sure it was that 2005.
I love that would be the excuse. It was the
90s.
The 90s were wild.
It was the 90s. It was the 90s. Yeah.
Oh God, I have only seen like they usually respect the neck, and usually like it gets cut. Why did he keep going?
I'm surprised no one shot him. I'm surprised that somebody just didn't come out and just like take him out.
What if Lorne Michaels
No,
just
honestly-
tackled him?
Honestly, the fact that he did it for 42 seconds, him being banned makes total sense. If he had gone out there and just been like, "Hey, I'm this guy," and then like tossed, they would have been like, "What are you doing? What the
Don't
fuck?
do that
Don't
ever
do ever
again."
that again. We're really mad at you." He was like, it's like they told him no, and so he was like, "Oh, I am tripling down on
Yeah.
this. I
Yeah.
am going to do this as long as I can until no one can wait any longer." Wow, that's crazy.
42 seconds of network television.
Seriously. What happened when they cut over? Were they just like,
I mean, who knows? I mean, well, let's see. This Sean Paul 2005.
Yeah,
So
this
is
is about
the-
to do temperature.
Temperature. Oh, well. I mean, then he did Temperature, and everybody felt better because Temperature is one of the great songs.
Yeah.
So, all right. Wow. Okay. Well,
God.
Rolling Stone, not a fan of this album. I will say All Music, the reviewer there, his name is Matt Collar, gave the album 4 out of 5 and said Jason Truby's work is truly inspired and technically brilliant. He also
Truby inspired?
Truby.
Quibi inspired.
Truby. He also commended Sandoval's enthusiastic vocals regarding the album as represented as a band reborn. Real quick, Mitch, where are you on P.O.D. currently and at the time of release?
At the time of this release, way past any kind of fandom. I think I probably suggested Fundamental when I did, because when that came out, I was very much a fan of P.O.D. Very, very into them. And Satellite, obviously, that just kept going. But I think when it got to be about this point, yeah, I was way too over this this genre. So this this was not on my radar whatsoever.
Okay, Matt. It's January of 2006.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Where are you with P.O.D. and where were you?
Wow. Where was I? 2006. I can guarantee you I never heard a note of this record. I guarantee that. I was in the Philippines that summer of 2006. So there was a lot of Black Eyed Peas.
Nice.
I can tell you that.
Yeah.
Because I believe the one Elephant, maybe it was Elefunk.
I believe it was Elefunk, Matt.
Yes, the one where they're all like with megaphones.
Yeah.
That was very big, and Apple D App is from the Philippines, so it was huge.
Yeah.
Huge. Heard that song. The only place where that song Bebo got played was the Philippines.
Yeah.
Not a lot of songs in Tagalog that really take off.
Actually, Matt, I stand corrected. Elefunk is 2003. Monkey Business.
Monkey Business
was the record that was very popular at the time.
Yes.
And according to this, they were just getting started. Apparently, yeah, this is even before their record, The End, or the END.
I was gonna say that's before the Boom Boom Pow.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, that's
the-
2009.
Yeah, it's 2009. Yeah, Boom Boom Pow. I got a feeling. That might be. One
I
of the
remember
worst
this
songs
is
ever made.
a little embarrassing to admit, but I remember when "Where Is the Love" came out.
Oh yeah.
And that was the first Black Eyed Peas song I had ever heard, and I was like, man, this song's great. I love the Black Eyed Peas. I think I'm a Black Eyed Peas fan, and it ended with that song.
I like that the hammer fell. Clearly, I am wrong about my feelings towards this band.
I remember I had a college class, and I think it was like I think it was about culture or something. It was my senior year, so everything was just a blur. But I remember taking this class. We were talking about music, popular music, something like that. And that song came up, and there was a guy in the class, and he and I were friendly, and we were talking as a class about music. And I remember saying, like, well, there's a lot of like these like phony baloney. I remember saying something like these phony, like fake up with people, like that I just can't stand. Something like "Where's the Love" by Black Eyed Peas. And the guy was like, what? You think you don't like? He couldn't believe that anyone would like that song. He was stunned. And I remember he was stunned till like after class. He was like, you really don't like that song? And I was like, no, I think it's bad. I think it's stupid. And he was like, oh my God. Like he couldn't believe it. He just could not believe. He was stunned. I was like, I'm sorry. But yeah, I just don't think they're good. And so, I was like, you need to check out Mars Volta. That's what I was listening to.
He's still recounting that story. Like, yeah, one time somebody told me didn't like Where Is the Love? Yeah.
Can you believe it?
Can you fucking believe it?
And they're like, sir, I just want a pound of salami.
I can say that January of 2006, I'm just out of broadcasting school. I know I am attempting to enjoy the Strokes' third album, and it's not going well. I can say that is definitely happening like right at this time. I'm just like struggling. I'm just like, what happened to my voice?
Transmission?
It's
I know.
I
something
can see
from
the cover.
It's
The
first
black-
impressions of Earth.
Yes.
It's got Juice Box.
I like that one. It grew on me.
It grew on you?
Yeah, for sure.
I think like it's a record that when I've gone back, there's like a couple songs near the top, then I'm like, these are all right.
Oh, yeah.
Like You Only Live Twice.
That's a great song.
That's a good one. But then as it goes on, it's tough. And I remember I went to that tour and they did one of the ballads from it. And Jenny hates this story. But there was a guy standing in front of us and he turned to his friend. He goes, I came here to see the Strokes, not this. I don't know why she really
Wow.
hated that. She was just like mad about this anecdote. But I remember that guy saying that.
Not this.
Not this. I don't want this. What are we?
Gesturing at
Gesturing.
What are we doing here?
Gesturing at the Strokes.
You know, I mean, here's the thing. We know now, like they were on so much cocaine
Oh, my
at
God.
that time period, you know, because then I think like a few months after that, I saw Albert Hammond Jr. open for Block Party with his solo thing, and my man was on one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he was playing very fast, and when they were done, he took his guitar off so hard that I was like, this guy's going through something. Something's up. Something's up. So then reading interviews later, he was like, I was in a bad place. I'm like, I know.
Yep.
knew.
We all knew.
We all knew. Couldn't do
Yeah.
anything about it. You were off the stage, and we were like, Black Party.
You were Albert Hammond Jr. and
Yeah.
I am not your friend.
Yeah, I'm not your friend. I'm sorry. So I was aware of this album coming out. I knew about the Glen Ballard thing, which baffled me. I'd heard the first single, Goodbye for Now, and I said, what are we doing? And I did not pursue it any further. But when we get to the song, I can kind of go in there. So this was a brand new listen for me. While doing the research for this, I do just want to mention I did find an interview that Sonny did, and I was skimming it. And at one point, the interviewer asked him, hey, so you're a Christian band? And he was like, I don't know where they got started. And I was like, what? My guy.
There's a giant cross.
You
I
have
would
a
say
giant
the cover
cross.
of this.
I
I'd say probably
the
the
album's
cover
called
of the album.
Testify. And like in one of the videos, like literally the drummer is holding like a rosary at the camera so it doesn't miss. Like he's like holding, like, don't miss my rosary. It's like, So I don't know what he's talking about. You can't retroactively.
Yeah, they said
Yeah.
that while headlining Cornerstone.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you got 3.5 stars from Christianity Today. They don't review everybody, okay? I'm just gonna say that. I think it is the perfect time to dive into this record. Matt, let's kick it off with the first song, which is called Roots in Stereo featuring Matisyahu.
Okay, Adrien Brody introducing.
Okay.
Oh no!
That's the first,
No.
that's the first
No.
2 seconds.
No. No.
Matt, you've got to keep going.
No.
We got to do a little bit more. We got to do a little bit more. We got to do a little
No.
bit more. We got to do a little bit more. Ring-a-ding.
I rip and I rock, I rock and I roll. Rip, po, 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 po. It's me, Rasta Matt. Oh, I.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Rasta Man, real quick. Did you go see Bob Marley, One Love?
Every day, man.
Was it everything you hoped for?
Oh, you look at a guy like me and you think he know the Rasta culture.
Is it true that when you rolled up to the theater and asked for a ticket, they let you in for free?
And they were like, dreads like those, get in for free. You really know the plight of the Rasta.
Let's hear a little bit more.
Oh, boy, jeez.
Thanks for watching this episode of Roach Koach on YouTube. Unfortunately, we do not play the music here on YouTube because we want to avoid those sweet copyright strikes. But you can check out in the description. We have the links to the podcast itself, which includes all the clips from the music that we hear. And back to the show.
Why?
In case you forgot I was here.
They gave him a mic.
It's
gave him a
me, Mario. Holy no.
So I gotta say, these were my notes listening to this. I gave this 3 real quality listens. I obviously did my notes listen, so I'm sitting there, not pen and pad, keyboard, but whatever. And with song meanings in front of me, and then I did a car listen and I did a dinner listen. And I gotta tell you, in the car, eating dinner, when that chorus hit, I was like, fuck, P.O.D. might be back. But Matisyahu and Sonny are both still like, we can derail this if we really want to. Like we can pull this car over anytime we want.
God.
So yeah, it also sounds like Truby got the note. Listen, you need to beef that guitar up. You need to get more pedals. You need to figure it out. Okay, we are P.O.D. You know?
He's got that tone down.
Yeah, so beef up the tone. So I was impressed with that. You just have to get through. You have to get through everything else to get to that chorus. Mitch. How'd you feel about Roots in Stereo?
Yeah, the chorus is great, but it's just, Matisyahu does the Matisyahu thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they were like, yeah, here's a live mic.
Here's
Take
a
the
live mic.
take the track, and just wherever you feel
What
like,
are you feeling today?
sprinkle in some of that Matisyahu stuff we love. And that's that was the point I was doing when I was listening to this. I was just listening to it on headphones and not really doing something else, not really paying attention. But that was my key to know when the record had started back at the beginning. I was like, wait, are they still doing this? Oh, no, we're back at the beginning. Okay, good. But great chorus, yeah.
Yeah, very strong chorus. Matt, this is clearly one of the best songs you've ever
One of
heard.
the best songs I've ever heard in my life.
Has there ever been a faster turnoff?
That might be one of the new records.
That it for first. Okay.
No, honestly, for first song on an album that we've done, that might be the one.
This is the one.
This might be the one.
Because
No. What's the timestamp right now?
3 seconds. 3 seconds.
holy shit!
Ah.
Oh my god, that is so not good.
Oh boy.
That is like, was Shabba Ranks not available? Like
No, he was not available.
Matisyahu?
Well, think about it. 2006. This is prime Matisyahu.
Matisyahu.
For
time.
sure, yeah.
I remember I was working at the radio station and there was a guy and he was like, "You listen to Matisyahu?" And I was like, "No." And he's like, "Oh." He also seemed surprised. People were very surprised by my opinions back in the day, and they were like, "Oh." And I was like, "Yeah, I think he's kind of corny." And they were like, "I don't know. I think he's kind of speaking the truth a little bit." I was like, "Okay, that's fine. I'm not going to listen to him." So I went to songmeanings.com. Songmeanings.com, very intense for this album. There is a commenter. His name is Mr. JRK, as he becomes known by other commenters, Mr. Jerk.
Of course.
He is incredibly critical of this album to a point where I was like, it seemed like there's something we don't know about with Mr. Jerk.
Yeah.
Like maybe he was supposed to produce it and they were like, "No, you can't produce it." I don't know. He is not a fan. I didn't copy all his comments because sometimes I'm like, I think you're just a jerk. Like you're living up to your name, just a mean guy. But we'll get into a little bit of it. Fan for P.O.D. said, "Dude, how can you possibly don't like this song?
Oh, I can find a way.
Man, it's a masterpiece. I just love the chorus. Man, the sound is just off the hook. It shows their faith in Christ. It teaches us that we have God on our side and we have to, all caps, to stay up, not lay low." I was like, okay, fair enough. Mr. Jerk, these lyrics are off in certain areas, but I'm not going to bother correcting them since I think this song is mediocre at best. Whoa. We know from songmeanings.com the call is usually, these lyrics are wrong. What can be done to fix these?
Correct.
Mr. Jerk says, not even worth
These
it.
lyrics are wrong.
Wow.
And who cares?
Who
I'm not gonna
cares?
waste my time.
And then he says, it's like they're trying too hard to mix everything into one song, and it destroys the song.
He's not
Reggae,
wrong.
rap, rock.
He's not wrong.
Plus, well, here's the thing. Reggae, rap, rock. Then he goes, plus the chorus is pretty weak too. He spares no one. He doesn't even like the chorus, which I would
Wow.
say is the strong part of the song.
The chorus is the best part of the song so far.
Yeah.
All right, so then people are like, okay, what's going on with this guy? This guy's going in a little hot. So Romo David said, I'm not very sure what the lyrics are about in this one. And please, Mr. Jerk, you have been posting negative comments for P.O.D. songs all over the site. I think you're just a hater who doesn't appreciate the music.
Mm.
Mr. Jerk comes back.
Oh, he's got one on the line.
I'm not a hater. I just really don't like the new album. As hard as I'm trying, these new songs just aren't growing on me. I only like 2 of the songs, and a third one is all right. How can you call me a hater when I loved the last album, Payable on Death? And Satellite was one of my favorite albums in 2001. I guess I'll stop posting the negative remarks. Was just venting. Now, this must have come near the end because this guy did not stop posting negative remarks.
It sounds like he's just like a true diehard fan who was just disappointed by the record.
Really
Yeah.
disappointed.
I get like that sometimes. You're really excited about something and you
Yeah.
just shit talk it
Yeah.
because it wasn't what you expected. That's what I did to Oppenheimer.
Oh.
Do you don't like Oppenheimer?
No,
Oh.
I did not enjoy it. I will say that I didn't enjoy it. But
I think-
I feel Mr. Jerk right now.
I think I'm on the record in not enjoying Barbie as much as other people.
Yep.
did.
You're not allowed to say that, though.
I know.
I'm sorry. I hate to break it to you, but I don't know if you saw the movie, but that's what it's about. You not liking it? Not a lot.
Oh, well, yeah, it's clearly not made for me. So, like, me not liking it, what a shock.
Yeah.
Wait, it was made for us.
No, I'm sorry, it was not. I've been told it's not actually made for us. Yeah. No, it's made for you if you like it.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
On the record, I did like it. Tiger Lily said a lot of people have wrote off this album because of the rap, but I gave it a chance, and I love it. I really dislike the psycho rap songs, but I think this album is getting a bad rap before people even listen to it. And this song rocks. I'm reading this, I'm like, who wrote this? Peace from another middle-aged mom.
I was gonna say this is Sonny's mom.
This is somebody's mom. And then, finally, rolling in, back from the comment section of the Payable on Death album, Jason Truby 6. Man, I hate the lack of taste in today's culture.
Wow.
Now, there was a debate, Mitch, on the episode whether or not this is the real Jason Truby or not, commenting on his own album.
Which would be amazing.
It'd be amazing. Not the first time. We've also wondered if somebody from a band was commenting on their own songs on songmeanings.com. But we'll find out. So this is our start. Rough start for you, Matt.
Horrible.
Mitch and I think, are even keeled because we do like that chorus a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's now time to listen to. This is the third single from the album, and it's called "Lights Out."
That riff is giving me like Mission Impossible vibes a little bit.
See, with this song, I was like, first I wrote the lyric down. It's game over. The Kings are back. If you want, you can check his stats. Okay. But if Boom is an A, this is a C. And then going through what I could tell, they wrote this song with the intent of it being like a sporting event type of situation.
Yeah. It's going to be in the new Madden game.
Exactly. And I'm listening to it and I'm like, well, you already have, this is like, we've got Boom at home.
Yep.
And it's literally your home. Like you're Boom. You made Boom. So if you're going to make Boom again, you've got to make it better. And this is just
not better.
It's not Boom.
It's the same chord progression.
Yeah. And then it gets to the chorus and you're just like, lights out. Game over. I'm like, you know who says lights out?
My dad.
When you're going to bed.
Yeah.
Hey, we're all
Lights out
saying,
down there.
Lights out. Game over. Turn it off. You know,
your dad's not going boom.
Yeah. No, he's not.
I don't care what Mario's doing. His lights out. Nighty night. Lights out.
Lights out. I don't care what those crazy brothers are up to.
My dad's from Jersey.
All our dads are apparently from Jersey. Yeah, so I was disappointed because when it starts, I was like, here we go. Yeah. And then the chorus happens and I was like, I don't even know if I'd necessarily give it a gets the job done because we know what truly getting the job done sounds like. And this is really like, I mean, it's really one of those situations where it's like, hey, I got this incredible plumber and he's going to come over and fix it. He's done a lot of great jobs for me. And then he rolls in and it's the same guy, but he's a little older and the shit still leaks after he leaves. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like it just is not, it's not the same.
No.
Mitch. Lights out.
Yeah, I'd call this one a skipper.
A skipper.
That's a skipper.
Straight up skipper.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Third single, not for me.
Not for me.
Not for Mitch.
Yep.
Matt?
You know, I felt like I should be doing a pop shove it into a nollie, into a nose grind, into a Christ air, into a 360
on the ground, Christ.
On the ground. Flatland Christ. Definitely felt like it was in like Tony Hawk Underground, not the first three that are pristine, like Tony Hawk Underground. Like, okay, I guess it's a selection screen. Lights out, game over.
Game over. I just started the game. What?
Yes.
Lights out.
So I wanted to tell you guys about the music video for this song. You hear a song like this, Lights Out, we're evoking action. We're evoking excitement. I will read you my summary. Starts with a nice car zooming up and revving the engine. Then the song starts, and P.O.D are nicely taking photos and signing autographs for fans in Times Square. This is intercut with the band performing on what looks like a high platform overlooking New York's Times Square. Then we see the band walking around New York, and then we see them walk into a building. And they go through some hallways. And I was like, are we going to see them walk through all the steps in this building too? And then it cuts to multiple shots of them walking up nondescript stairwells, and I had to laugh. Eventually they get to a roof where they pose for some promo photos, looking bored and cold. And I asked the question, who pitched this video? This video literally starts, this car pulls up, it's like, and I'm like, here we go, baby. Here we go.
Boys are back.
Because I'm thinking I think of another classic video that starts off set in New York City, Times Square, or adjacent, revving car, Matt, rolling.
You a little bit heard of it?
Oh, maybe you heard of it. And then all of a sudden, Limp Bizkit are performing on top of a building, World Trade Center. But they're up there, and you're just feeling like, oh my God, this is the best video of my life. Here, the band is performing in what I can only describe as
for some reason, Ben Stiller is in it.
Ben Stiller's in it too. He is, last I checked, Fred's favorite motherfucker. That might be why. That might be why he's in. So they're performing what I can only describe as like a workman-like performance overlooking Times Square, but it's like on a small platform. So it's not like they have like a big roaring crowd in front of them. They're still performing for the video. And then it's very clear that it's like not the warmest day. And so they're like, yeah, they're signing autographs, but like there's not like a fervor. It's not like the streets are alive for P.O.D.
Just
and
like
then
a couple people walk by.
a couple people are like,
Is that-
hey, is that?
That's somebody.
Yeah, we're getting autographs. And so then they're walking down the streets. No one's really bothering them. And then they walk into this building. And when I say nondescript, truly like nondescript building. And I was like, okay, they're about to walk into. It's like hallway, stairwell. I'm dying. I'm just like, what are we doing here? I was thinking about that part in Spinal Tap where they're like, to the stage, and then they get lost.
They're
and
lost
walking
in the building.
I was just like, why are we showing this? Yeah, when they're taking the photos, they look bored. They look like they're just like they're doing an obligation. They look a little
this
cold.
isn't the Road is Hard song.
No, it's not.
No.
It's lights out. Should be a party song. If you want this to be on like ESPN bumpers and stuff, like you need to be bringing the heat. And then the thing is, I went back and I watched the Boom video, which is a funny video where they do
I
the ping
wish
pong
there was
stuff.
a performance aspect to that video because just them playing ping pong is like,
Well, the thing
I
about it,
want more.
well, the thing about it though is that even then, the track suits, the Adidas suits they have
Oh,
on,
right,
so
those
yes.
looks are fucking hard.
Yeah.
And like
So nice.
Sonny, like doing like the beat down to the camera from standing on top of the ping pong table. I was like, this is killer. No wonder this was like the ruling song. Like, yeah. And then I watched this. I'm just like, they've lost the plot. What are we doing here? I cannot believe this.
Here, let me pitch you a better ending
Mhm.
for this video. Everything else can stay. Everything else stays the same, except when they get to the top of the stairs at the building, they're all going. They're like, they're kind of like pointing, and they're like, it's over there, it's over there, and they like walk over, and they get around the corner, and there's a light switch, and then the camera hard zoom in on the light switch, and you just see a hand flip it off, and lights out.
Mitch.
Huh?
Mitch. Okay, listen, we always talk about what would you do with a time machine. We get a
Right.
time machine.
Again.
We go back in time.
Yep.
We get Mitch in a room with P.O.D. and you pitch this video. That's what we do. That's what we do. All right. That's
All right, yeah.
That's what we have to do. Listen, that one we can safely do because all the other ones that you try
Rack
to do.
focus on that.
Guys, everything else stays. I love it.
Yeah.
That's why they would go for it too, because I'm gonna gas them up on the idea. Like, I love this idea. I love everything you've got. We just need to button it at the end.
Yeah, the light needs to go out. So, yeah. Who's that? And then, well, you know what it'll probably be? It'll be the question of like whose hand, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And you'll be like, well, I would lean towards Sonny, and then the rest of the band's like, Sonny
Of
gets
course,
to do
yeah. Sonny gets to do all the fun stuff.
Okay, all right. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna say we don't know whose hand it is, but then when the music is over, we're gonna turn the camera around and it'll be a woman
Oh.
who was there the whole time. Maybe she's a ghost. Maybe she's not.
Oh.
We don't know.
We gotta add some mystery to this video.
Let me tell you, everybody, you could say like this is gonna be your Prodigy Smack My Bitch Up. You
Yes,
know? That's,
yeah.
that's how you sound. Everybody
Wants that video.
listen, every video to this day, Charlie XCX just made a video that's clearly indebted to Smack My Bitch Up. Like people want everyone goes in every album cycle and they go, what do you have any ideas? I'd really like to have my smack my bitch up if you wouldn't mind. And they're like, well, Sarah McLachlan, we'll see.
But can we do it with dogs? Oh, you think a German Shepherd did this? It was a Labradoodle.
Songmeanings.com, Mr. Jerk rolled in, said, these are some of the worst rap lyrics I've ever heard. Shiggity check, microphone check. Are you kidding me? They need to stick to their Alive and Youth of the Nation music because anything else they try always ends up horrible. Jason Truby 6 rolls back in, and he gets a little wild. I'm not going to say everything that he says. These are some of the best rap lyrics I've ever heard. What type of crap are you listening to?
Ever heard?
Jason Truby is the greatest guitar player ever. He did a duet with Phil Keaggy, the best acoustic in the world. So what kind of lyrics do you prefer? My humps, I suppose? Black-Eyed Peas.
Got him.
Black-Eyed Peas. Then he calls them a slur, and then says in all camps, don't comment on music that's good, that's too good for you. You don't know what good music is, so shut up. Sheesh, you're like a high school dropout.
Sheesh.
No class. Go listen
Sheesh.
to your greatest hits, and then hits them with an R word. So Jason Truby 6, truly off the rails, and I would say probably not the real Jason Truby. Benson,
It could be. It could be.
Truby's been known to get out of pocket.
You know, when I was in high school, I was in a computer class, and we didn't have the internet at home. It was very new. And I went, first thing I do, I'm access to the internet. First thing I do, rageagainstthemachine.com.
Yes.
And they had a chat room in there. And in the chat room, you could pick little icons to like represent who you were. And there was someone in the chat whose username was Tom Morello and had the little Tom Morello picture. And it's my actual first day on the internet. I was like, oh my God, Tom, I'm such a huge fan. And everyone was like, you idiot. You think this is really Tom Morello? It's like, yes. Why would I think anything otherwise? It's his website.
It's his website. It's his picture. The username is
It says
Tom Morello.
Tom Morello.
Yeah.
And he totally was playing along too, like, oh yeah, I'm really great at the guitar or something. I was like, oh man, I would love to.
Let me show you some licks.
So when I hear this, I say that could be him.
I love it.
That could be him.
Your optimism is delightful.
I love it. Benson86 said Jason Truby 6 is right. According to P.O.D. on their commentary.
You are an R word.
You are an R word. Yeah, you are an R word. According to P.O.D. on their commentary on the bonus edition CD,
Here we go.
They wrote this song to compliment Boom, which they found was often played on sports highlight vids, and they're intending this as the same sort of song. I like it, especially the really real heavy bit at the end of the break, the first ever P.O.D. riff played with a 7-string guitar.
7 strings. Let me think
strings.
about that.
So that's
So a normal guitar's got like what,
6.
6?
yeah, usually
Generally 6.
Generally 6.
So if you're adding a 7th string, you're going to change
The signature sound.
You're going to change the signature sound of P.O.D.
Yeah.
You might bring it closer to the signature sound of a band like
Korn?
possibly Korn.
Think Korn?
Think Korn?
Do they use 7 strings?
I'm pretty
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
They do. Thank you.
That's why they sound like that.
The comment ends with Sonny warns that when they play it live, if the roof isn't lifted off the building, they will be really pissed.
So they were pissed every night on that tour.
Every
night.
Every night he's like, what's the structural integrity of the building? And they're like, safe,
Very
like,
safe,
ending?
intact. I guess.
And Sonny just like, I'm going home.
I'll be on the bus.
Oh God. Sonny's calling like, he calls like the fire marshal. He's like, hey, how was the building after we played? And he's like, it's totally fine. God damn it. Somebody for Sonny's birthday, they need to have him perform in a condemned building. And don't tell him.
Don't tell him.
Don't tell him.
Don't tell him.
And then afterwards, bring in a real fire marshal, and he'll go, this building is
Everybody out.
Everybody out. And Sonny's it's gonna be the best day of his life.
What if he does? Yeah, he does like the George Costanza, where he just like plows everybody over to get out first. Like, no, it's not really. No, Sonny.
Sonny, please. Sonny, please. All right. What we got next, Matt?
If you could see me now. Hey, what do we got in the old music bin?
The music bin.
Let me check. The tiredest cliches you've ever heard, ever written down? Yep. Put them in that song. Holy. Now, here's the thing. I like P.O.D. I'm a fan, but this...
Matt, are you Mr. Jerk?
I might be at the end of this.
Reveal.
If you could see me,
see me now.
You see me now.
He says you 10 times.
Yeah.
Matt,
before he even gets to that chorus.
Matt, if you don't like repetition, I have some bad news for
Oh,
you. Okay?
This felt like praise and worship.
I was gonna say this is the song that like the kid brings to youth group and is like, "Can we listen to this while we're playing basketball?"
Yeah.
It's Christian.
It's Christian.
It's Christian. We can
it's
listen.
safe. It's good. Yeah. But then they
Not
don't
too
start,
hard.
They don't start. The thing is, then what happens is they don't start on the song. Then they hit play from track one.
Oh,
and
right.
then they hear Matisyahu go original, and they're like,
Youth
"Oh,
pastor's
sorry.
like, "Hey, get that out of here."
Get that out of here."
You want to see what happens? Okay, we'll put it in. All right.
We can't. We can't be.
No, I'm sorry. No.
Sorry, we got to go
Get the
back.
third day CD back
Yeah,
over
put
here.
that in there. All right, Brittany, put your DC Talk back in. It's all right. It's okay. So
Still listen to these.
still DC Talk, unstoppable.
They can't.
Unstoppable.
Hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix
That's
it.
right.
Put in that Newsboys CD.
Put it in.
Anybody got any 5-Iron Frenzy? Let's do this.
So I wrote in my notes that I was like slowing it down? Question mark. Track 3.
Unnecessary.
Yeah.
Really? POD's like, we're back. Lights out. Go to bed.
Yeah, lights out because it's time for a nappy nap.
Yeah. I thought the chorus was strong. Once again, this was another one where I was like, okay, well, the strong chorus again.
Yeah.
We're fine. While eating dinner, this was totally fine. In my car, I was like, guys, I'm in my car. I need to be alert. I need to be paying attention to the rules of the road here. You cannot be slowing it down in track 3. What are we doing here? Songmeanings.com, Mr. Jerk, said, first, let me make some corrections to the lyrics. Since you missed a few small words here and there, I'm going to put parentheses around the changes. Then I wrote in my notes, posts a lot of changes. Like he just like, it's like a giant block of text.
I don't understand the idea between I'm changing the lyrics. The lyrics aren't. I don't think they're up to be like this is wrong or right.
No,
right?
So the common problem on songmeanings.com is that someone will post the comments.
I see.
So
the
comments are not generated, or the lyrics are not generated by a band.
It's
They're generated, so you'll go
someone
in.
submitting.
Yeah, so it'll be like,
okay.
yeah, here are the lyrics to the song, and it's like, yeah, Beef Eater 84 did them.
Right,
You know?
okay.
And then what happened in this case, though, was that he went in, he said, hey, you got them all wrong. Here are all my changes. Because I didn't put them up. You did. So I'm just going to tell you how wrong you are. Then Bo99, who did the lyrics, came back and said, I got the lyrics straight from the booklet that came with the limited edition, and I copied them word for word. Also, this song was written solely by Jason Truby about his adopted son. And then I didn't copy all these other ones, but there is then an insane amount of back and forth about whether or not this is about Sonny's dead mom or the adopted son of Jason Truby. Back and forth. And it's not fun. And it wasn't funny. It was just like, you guys keep this to yourself. I was like, intense. Yeah, so I mean, this is another one where it's just like, man, February 2006, they had all the time in the fucking world to worry about this. Matt, I know you're not feeling a slow song this early.
Yeah,
True.
true.
And you're pushing back on the cliches
A little bit.
a little bit. Okay. Well, then I think you're really gonna like our next song, which is called "Goodbye for Now."
I wake up in my dad's video store. I don't know if I can take it anymore. Window pain. I'm in pain. Damn near insane.
Ooh! Keep going. Keep
I
going.
need something to turn the light on because I feel that it's been turned off.
Oh, shit. Oh, my God.
Bars.
Bars. I felt like Jay-Z in that Freeway video. He's like, keep going. Ah! Wow.
Wow.
Charles Manson. So this song was the first single. They said, this is the tone we want to set. And yeah, when I heard this song and saw a snippet of the video played on an ad on MTV, I was like, I'm out. Checking out.
So
Lights out for me.
What's the what was the song on I think it was on Satellite, the school shooter one.
Youth of the Nation.
Right.
This has got the Youth of the Nation. Do they just go back to their hit songs and are like, what were we doing right here?
Well, that seems to be what they did here because they didn't do that on the last record.
The last record was kind of its own thing. It was different than Satellite.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it was as accessible as Satellite, but it didn't feel like.
Well, the problem with that record is that it was just like solid to okay.
Yeah.
Nothing pushy, but it was like,
fine.
and where we watched the doc for it, and they basically are just like barbecuing, taking it really easy. No, they keep talking about how like, yeah, we're in Mexico getting tacos. We probably should be recording, but it's fine. And we're like, guys, the album reflects you should have been in the studio, but because they were just so casual about it. And in this case, yeah, it seems like they were like Youth of a Nation. People loved it. Let's do it again. Now, the funny thing with this song is that it's when you watch the music video, this is the most praise and worship song they've ever made, by far. They're performing in. I'll just read the description here I wrote down, or I think I copied from the wiki here. Band all walking outside. Oh, no, I wrote this down. Band all walking outside, surrounded by CGI blowing leaves and various debris. I definitely saw an old wooden chair. At a few points, the camera does a matrix spin around Sunny with a few more debris. P.O.D. love CGI debris because they also a live video. This is intercut with the band performing the song inside some kind of warehouse to a devoted group of people who are all singing the song with their eyes closed and their hands raised in the air. Big and evangelical church vibes. At a few points, the camera spins around a CGI warehouse because I guess they couldn't film the real one. Then they're suddenly outside singing the song without instruments, and then suddenly Katy Perry runs in at the last minute to sing a little bit of the song at the end, and then it's over.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's the footnote on this song, and the thing with this is Katy Perry's first like moment or almost moment.
Yeah.
Is that she sings at the and I want to say when she sings at the end, I'm talking like the last like 30 seconds.
Right, yeah.
It's very late. And like when she runs in the music video, as we all know when you watch a video on YouTube now, the last 30 seconds are basically gone because they just start throwing the other thumbnails up for more videos for you to watch.
Yeah.
So Katy Perry runs up, it's her big moment, and then it's like, would you like to watch the Boom video? I'm like, well, probably.
I think I'd prefer.
I would probably be better than this. And so, yeah, it's very weird that they just tack her on to the last 30. But definitely feels like when she was, definitely trying to like pivot her career or something like that. According to Wikipedia, this was the number one. This had the number one spot on TRL for like a while.
Wow.
Apparently, this was a TRL hit
In 2006?
in 2006. Matt, were you still watching TRL in 2006?
No.
Yeah,
I was in the Philippines.
that's right. They don't get TRL there. Yeah, and apparently this was POD's fourth number one video on
Look at
TRL.
them.
Look at that. So at the time, at least, it made sense
impact.
in that way. Yeah. Glen Ballard introduced Katy Perry to the band. He said that you should come. Let's see, what did he say? Glen Ballard introduced Perry to P.O.D. and Sandoval said, you could tell she came from a good family and just wanted to show the Jesus tattoo on her wrist. And she was like, I think I saw you guys in a Christian youth rally so many years ago. I'm like, that's so cool. But here she was in Hollywood trying to do her thing and make her career. Okay, there you go. They apparently performed with her on The Tonight Show with Jay Leno. But the band has not performed the song live.
Can you say this?
Jay, Jay.
It's the same woman.
Jay Leno. Oh my God, I can't believe it. A legend here in the studio with us, Mitch. I can't believe you're here for this. Jay Leno is
Oh
here.
my God, Jay.
Oh my God, Jay, you've had a wild time lately. I heard you had an accident. You got some burns. Are you okay, buddy?
Yeah, it happens.
Oh, okay. Oh, it happens. Just you get burned sometime. Is this from all your
From the
classic
cars? Yeah.
You play with fire, you're gonna get burnt.
You know what?
Stay tuned for Conan.
Actually, Conan's not in the air anymore.
Neither am I.
Oh.
I never spent any of my Tonight Show money.
That's true. I've heard that.
Oh, I remind you constantly. This is not even an impression anymore.
Yeah. Jay is just a way of being. You know?
He
doesn't
is.
really have to
He
be
really
a
He's
is.
a real Jimmy Buffett of a man.
He is.
I'm a real J-head.
Going back to the song, I could not tell if this song was about someone. So on a cursory listen, seeing the music video, seeing what they do, like the hands in the air and everything, I thought this was a song about someone has died. They've gone to the afterlife. Goodbye for now. I will see you again when I die and go to heaven. That's what I thought. Seemed pretty simple. But then the following line, hate to say I told you so. Wait, what?
I'm not. What does he say? I'm not the type to say.
I'm not the type to say I told you so.
Whenever somebody says, and I've been saying this for a while now.
This is a Mitchism.
This is, if anybody says, I'm not the type to
They are
fill in
the
the
type
blank,
to.
they are 100% that type.
Yep.
They are just. I hate drama.
Oh,
I don't do drama.
Me?
They
I-
create the drama. Whoever
Right.
sa's that's what they do.
I don't like drama.
I-
I
Right.
hate dramatic people. 2 minutes later, Jerry, we called you.
What did they say?
Hard R.
Oh shit! I'm gonna go to that fucker's house right now. Let me tell you, when you realize that you are a type of person and you can admit it, it's very freeing.
Yeah.
Because when I was able to realize that I am someone who loves gossip,
Yes.
a true weight lifted off me. I remember my buddy Justin said to me, "You just love gossip, don't you?" And I said, "I do." I felt so good.
When did you have this realization?
2012.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
What's
When I
that
when I
hot
came
goss?
when I came back to Michigan, I was fully in my like I love gossip. Give me a gossip. I love it. Yeah. And that's why Jenny and I get along so great because she also loves gossip and dirt. And
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
If there's a couple having a conversation you can hear if we're at a restaurant, just forget talking to her.
Oh, side
Just
note.
forget about it.
Side note, I was at National Coney Island with my daughter having dinner. I got her some hot dogs. I'm having a honey. We're sitting there, the most Midwest meal any human
I'm
ever
so hungry right now, Matt, when you
any
tell me this.
cups of
human has
ranch.
ever had. Yeah, they gave me the ranch from outside. And behind me, a breakup is occurring.
At the National?
Yeah,
It's
at
a
the
national
National
Coney,
Coney.
this table behind me. But it's like, I don't know, like recently, especially post-COVID, like my trust in public spaces has gone down.
Yeah.
Also in just the only thing that you'll ever see in your feed is like when everything fucking goes wrong. So it's just like, am I going to have to grab Rosemary and get us the fuck out of here if this pops off? Like, that's literally what I'm thinking. Not, oh my gosh,
Wow.
a breakup, how juicy. I'm just like, I don't know how this guy's going to respond to this, and I need to make sure that I know where the exits are.
Oh my God. Yes, definitely. Yeah.
Matt, did you eat a honey in 2 bites?
Oh, dude, I have never eaten so fast. Luckily, they cashed out. Like, I could see that the waitress could see what was going on. So, like, there was no bullshit. They were like, let's get you that bill, and are you ready to pay? And have a good night.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
That's
Yeah.
rough.
You know what's not rough?
What's not?
Going to the next song.
That's right, Matt. It's called Sounds Like War.
Okay, well, it is rough. I stand corrected. Can we take that one again, guys?
No.
Okay.
No, that's the one.
I wanna. Oh, P.O.D. No. Don't sing harmony out of key. Don't do no.
Man.
No, guys, I love you. They're good. They're good boys.
They're good boys. But Matt, this is the sound of war.
To my ears.
Yeah.
Why is the assault on me the purchaser of
That's
your
why it
music?
started on the right side. You know, it's a battle. It starts
It's
here,
right,
and then it
the
picks
left.
here, and
Yeah,
then
that's
oh,
right.
yeah.
Yeah, man. I want to go to 130 because, listen, we love. I can speak for all of us. I can speak for Jenny here. We love a siren. Mitch, where are you on a siren?
Oh yes, we need sirens.
We love a
yes.
siren.
Love a
We
siren.
love a siren. But what happens when you can't get a siren?
Oh no, this is what happens.
Listen.
Oh yeah, look at Mitch shred.
Listen, he
He
learned
bought a siren pedal.
He bought a siren. Well, Tom Morello told him to get it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. On that chat,
The real Tom Morello.
board.
Real Tom Morello said to get it. I was like, just get a real siren. Like, what is this? It was like so clearly supposed to be a siren, and they were, and then Truby was like, "I'm gonna do it with the guitar.
I got it. I got a
it.
delay.
I got it. I can
Don't
do
worry,
it."
I got
Delay
this.
and overdrive, high pitch note, siren. Pretty much.
Yeah, yeah. And I was just like, it's not. It's not. Once again, Jason Truby, you're in P.O.D. Turn it up, bro.
Yeah.
It sounds like war. I have to take your word for it. Who's war? Like a card game of war?
You got a 3 and I've got a 2.
It sounds like war.
I guess it's something that just was gonna have to do. We're at war, but you just beat me. Look, this, I got another number 3. Put another card on the table. That's only if you're strong and able. A man in the Bible named Cain and Abel.
There it is.
There it
But
is.
Jesus is a savior. Why go meet
Babylon.
him at the table? Babylon. Bo, bo, bo.
Matisyahu, ladies and gentlemen. Incredible.
Charles Mitch.
Oh, Charles Manson. Charles Manson. Mitch, we'll start with you. Are we starting? We're here. Mitch,
Are we just moving on, or are we starting here?
Yeah.
Mitch, sounds like war. Did it sound like war? How did it sound to you?
No, it did not sound like war to me. It sounded like a very, again, these songs all kind of blend together.
Mm-hmm.
This is like one big song.
Yeah.
One big song.
Oh,
Really?
and which is awful to say out loud because
Yeah.
it's like I want it to be. I know what these guys are capable of. Their new singles are great.
Yeah.
I've been really excited.
Well,
And
yeah.
that's what they do at the chorus too, is that even if it's a sleeper, you can expect that at least by the chorus, something's going to be like, huh? Okay. Pick up a little bit. This chorus goes down.
Mm-hmm.
And then they sing harmony out
Out
of,
of-
out of-
right, yeah. They're like, we got pitch correction now, right? All right, good. I'm
we
gonna give this one
do.
Glen Ballard's like, wait, you want me to
I'm
press
gonna
that
try
button?
this out.
Should I do something?
I'm trying something today, guys. I don't know.
Harmony.
You know, I got this new button here. It's called Suck, and I'm just going to hit it and see what it does. Soundmeanings.com, Mr. Jerk, said, it's about war. And
What?
I don't think so.
and it's a shitty song in my opinion. Parts of it sound like wannabe Rage gone bad. Verses sound bad, and the hook ain't much either. I don't know what these guys were thinking on this album. Most of the tracks are garbage. It's disappointing to me because I really used to like this group. Bob the Flob said, although the song is by no means amongst the best on the album, I still think it has a certain amount of quality, and I rather enjoy it. I'm not overly sure on the...
I'm Bob the Flob.
And I believe the quality has arrived.
I believe it has a certain amount of quality. I'm not overly sure on the John Doe part. The song to me is about the war we are fighting inside of ourselves, the spiritual war against our own sin. Perhaps John Doe is a reference to the film Seven, where John Doe was a mass murderer, killing people in accordance to their
3 out of
sin.
5 flops.
I like this guy's like, I just watched Seven, and then every
Yeah.
song I hear has got to be influenced
Right.
by
When
Seven.
did Seven come out? Like
1995.
at least a decade before this
You
album.
bring me closer to
Have you guys seen Seven?
Yeah, like a decade
I
ago.
just watched
Bob.
this. Pretty good.
Why don't you head over to the old Flob house? Well, I'll throw out 7, make you a delicious popcorn.
So then I found this one. This is always, I love it when someone's like, okay, fuckers, I know the answers here. Hey, wow, said, in a mortuary, a body is named John Doe if it has not been identified. John Doe sort of sounds like don't know, so that is why they use it. The reason they use John Doe in this song is because if we are going to be on Satan's side on Judgment Day, you will have no identity because you are not a child of God. Therefore, you will be a John Doe. This is actually one of my favorite POD songs just
dead?
because of the simple nature of it, and it puts its message across straightforward way, in a straightforward way, not trying to hide it under an amazing rhythmical tune.
Rhythmical.
Rhythmical tastic.
Rhythmical. I just like anything. If I'm scrolling. When I'm on song meanings, I'm looking for key things. And if I see someone start with, in a mortuary, a body, I'm like, no, I'm going to read this one.
I guess I'm going to cover on this guy.
this guy's probably going to hit me with something top to bottom. And he did. So it's really funny that both of your feelings on like the good and bad of this album, because this next song,
Get ready.
hit the decks. It's called On the Grind.
What is happening in this song?
This song is inexplicable. It is like, hey, we got the Booyah Tribe. We're going to spit on the song. Okay, sure. Have
I've
some
seen
in.
death and destruction all around me. Paul McCartney gave me laundry. I folded it and gave it back, and then he gave my face a smack.
Well,
Heaven is a place that you live in. Tears don't wander when
he rhymes Hyman with Hyman.
Of course.
But then he also has the line, Jason's guitarin, Trace's bass while love is bombing. I'm like,
I'm on that pussy breaking straight up Hyman. I see your dad at Denny's and I say, hi, man.
as you should.
That's
As you
yeah.
should.
Can they now? This is a very all of this up until now is very much like, you know, it's religious. It's like self whatever. But now we get. Is the Hyman line out of place? Like when they hear that, are they like, well, maybe people don't know what that
Stay
means?
pure, don't burst your hymen.
Okay, so the lyric is serial Ryman convicted of driving and beat the hymen and breaking the hymen on ears that never heard of the line that I'm in.
What's the first Hyman?
So
The
that's
hymen of the mind.
convicted of driving and beat the hymen.
Beat
So
the hymen.
if I'm to say that one, if I'm to put all I have are the details
Driving?
of the song. Convicted of driving and beat the hymen. So what I can say is that he took someone's virginity while driving a car.
Wait.
Okay, all right.
Hymen, Hymen, highwayman.
That's what I was thinking.
Police.
That's what I was thinking. Yes, that's what I was
Continued
thinking.
driving and he beat. Oh, so he got away.
Got away from the Hyman
The hymen.
because he's
The hymen.
highwayman. That's going
Highwayman.
to slow this rhyme way down.
Right,
You gotta
exactly.
just-
Also,
Take out a couple letters.
right.
Hyman.
Also, he had highwayman in his head. A term that we all say.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah.
When's the last time you got pulled over by a highwayman?
Oh, you know, just the other day, I was like, oh, a highwayman.
Why, look,
You know?
it's the California highwayman.
Yeah, you know. I was like, am I going to get booked? Yeah. That's a good point. Yeah. And then he's breaking the hymen on ears. We've all heard that one.
So your ears have a hymen.
Yeah, well, your ears have like they've
Your
never,
ears have virginity.
Yes.
Yeah,
your
your
ears.
ears. You've heard virgin ears.
Sure, yeah.
Because of people have not heard
And then the
truth.
dick of their words
Right.
comes through and
the
pierces.
dick of his words. Yes.
Yes.
Breaks through
penetrates
your
right
head.
in there.
Yes.
That's right.
Slamming into your head.
Yeah, that's right. The music of
Why?
your dick. And then he's like, I got to say something about the band, so I'm just going to say Jason's guitarin. Like, that
Yes.
made me laugh.
I
but
do
then,
some guitar in from time to time.
time to time.
And the guitar in happening when he says that is so it's
Non-existent.
bad. But
Mm.
no, you hear it in the background. He's like,
Oh, that's a Truby special right there. Yeah.
It's like I don't
Yeah.
really know what I'm supposed to do. Can we we'll replace this part later? Yeah, we'll put something else in there later, and then it ends up in the record.
Right, it came out. This chorus is the worst chorus on the album. This chorus every time.
That was bad.
Every time this chorus happened, I was like,
It's like a Bon Iver.
it is a little bit.
Seriously.
It's just this high falsetto comes in. I'm like, what are we doing here? Also, why is this track? Was it track 5? Like, what are we doing?
They dropped some Fleet Foxes in the middle of this. Like,
Yes. Just that that effect, that like very deep effect on top of the high.
Yeah, it's not. You know what? It's not pleasurable to my ears.
Earworm though. Jeez. I'm gonna be singing that all night.
humming it around the house.
can't get away with that guy.
Man, it's on the grind.
Wow.
All right, Matt. This one, well, let's just listen to it. It's called This Time.
Oh yeah, this is closing out
Ooh.
the weekend of Cornerstone on the main stage.
You've met a lot of friends.
We have a lot of
Yeah.
memories.
A lot of memories. You learned a lot. You learned some new ways to worship. You've learned some new connections to the Lord our God. And also, you got to touch a boob, but don't tell anybody.
Right.
That chorus felt like it was from a different song.
This whole song feels like it's a different. Just what is happening. Also,
mhm.
who the fuck mixed this?
You're right.
Okay.
This
All
thing has
We haven't answered on this one. I can give you an answer. On
Awesome.
this.
Katy Perry.
Katy Perry mixed this
She
album.
is coming in. She was trying to break in.
She was like, "Listen, put me behind the boards. Put me behind
I
the
think
boards."
I know what I'm doing here.
But like, there's no low end in this.
No,
like that,
not at all.
That bass is like 2 meters away from anything that can record
and it's the
it.
coolest part of the song.
It's
too.
the most interesting.
You're gonna
Yeah.
be blown away here. This was mixed by Chris Lord Alge.
No way.
Chris
Lord
Lord Alge.
Alge?
Lord Alge. The
God
guy's mixed.
damn.
The guy's mixed like everything. The Lord Alges.
I don't get it. I don't
Nah.
get it because like seriously, that mix is bad.
Right? Yeah,
It is bad.
And I was joking. I don't know who Lord Alge is, but does that name
He's
come
mixed.
up?
He's
A ton.
He's mixed.
Oh,
Literally,
okay.
you can probably go through like half your CDs and he's mixed them. It's
Wow.
crazy. Yeah.
Okay.
So I like this one. I thought this was after what we've been going through, especially after that last song. Like this could only
Yeah.
things could only go up.
It's definitely like
Um,
it's more put together, but it's like it's so muted. It's like
Oh well, I think we're still dealing also with the Jason Truby of it all. You know, we're not. He's like, I could play the guitar louder, but what would that do to people? Everyone's
That's
like,
not, yeah.
it's
Just
like-
because it's louder doesn't mean it's better.
right, and yeah. So yeah, I mean that's just I took that as I probably took it as like, well, I know Truby's not going to turn it up, and so but
so
I mean,
everybody else had to turn it down.
yeah,
Right.
basically. But I like this one. I think this is one of the better songs in the album. So Matt, you said that you were not into like repetition. They repeat this chorus, I believe, 16 times. They
Wow.
It was this song talking about earworm. This one stuck in my fucking head. I was walking
Yeah.
around being like, this time. I was just like, yeah, because they say it so many times. Like I remember. I pulled in to pump gas. This song was playing. Got out of my car, pumped gas, got back in. Song came back on, and I was like, "Well, this song's almost over." And then it's like they go back into the chorus one more time near the end, and I was like, I'm sitting at the light, and I'm just like, "Man, they fucking loved this chorus. They were like, they were really into it. They played it a lot." So this one I thought was a step forward from what we were at, but I do recognize the critiques of the mix.
Yes.
Songmeanings.com. Mr. Jerk said to the person who posted the lyrics, "You missed a couple ands in the lyrics."
Of course you did.
And I was like, this guy is fucking
It's a stickler.
asshole. Like,
Like-
wow, you missed a couple ands.
And you missed.
Yeah. And somebody posted this fucking book about how this song relates to Christian belief. But my favorite comment was from Like Stars X, who said, "I had a car crash 2 nights ago.
Oh man.
Both vehicles are written off, and we were both able to walk away from it." Well, technically, I couldn't walk at the time, but Anyway, the song was playing at the time, which is weird because, yeah, this is how I am with a lot of relationships. I always run from the problems rather than discuss them and try to work through them. Oddly enough, I stood up to someone about that last night before even realizing that it was this song playing. So if I'm to follow this narrative, this person was listening to the song when they were in a car crash in which both vehicles were written off and they lived but had to be taken away from the vehicles. They then stood up to someone who had been wronging them
The
and
next
this-
day?
and this song was playing again.
Wow.
Wow. Wow.
So
Ray.
Jay Leno.
I thought that was Ray.
It's whoever you want it.
Oh, okay. Maybe I
I was actually going for Owen Wilson.
Oh man. I can see it now. Wow.
Wow. Actually, I'm getting a little bit of the penguin from the Batman animated.
Batman.
Yeah. Penguin, are you into new metal?
No, you see in the pet.
All right. Next up, we have a song. This song is called Mistakes and Glories. Sweep the leg! Sweep the
You guys see
leg.
Karate Kid?
I
saw that. Sonny, that movie came out.
Well, I'm watching
1985.
Karate Kid, and I'm watching Seven. I'm watching nothing but the current hits. Well, you know what though?
I'm going to the Flop House later. If any of you want to join me, we're watching Seven and then following up with the kicker of the Karate Kid.
Ah, man, yeah. A little later, we might watch Sliver. What? Why? What?
Then Indecent Proposal.
Oh,
we have a
yes.
whole night.
Oh, it's gonna be great. So this song, when they were putting it together, they said, "Oh my God, you know who'd be perfect on this song? Jonathan Davis."
Oh, yeah.
So they called up Jonathan Davis,
JD.
and he said, "I'm in.
Oh, wow.
Let's fucking go. Let's
Perfect.
do it."
We need you in the studio this Thursday.
Oh shit! No,
No.
I cannot. I am booked up. Cannot do it.
Really would love to.
Really would not.
Simply cannot.
And then they were like, "Do you have anyone that you recommend in his place?" And he was like, "Look from within," and he hung up. So they had.
I'll tell you my secret. I do it myself.
Yeah. And so then they looked around the room and they said, "Who here can do an impression of Jonathan Davis?" And Jason Truby said, "I can." And so, if you listen to it, this is Jason Truby doing a Jonathan Davis impression.
Yeah.
Throughout the song. That's him. That's Jason Truby doing his little Jonathan Davis impression here.
There's a snake in your boot. I'm sorry, guys. I guess I got done watching Toy Story. I don't have a lot of great ideas. I'm so sorry. Andy. No,
slinky dog.
Listen, Toy Story is not just owned by Randy Newman. P.O.D. can get in there. All right?
Yeah.
The runway is wide.
Listen, they got 4 of them right now, man. Open it up. Open it up. Randy Newman, stop bogarting it. Let Sonny and the boys write the theme song to Toy Story 5, which is a real thing, apparently, that's going to happen.
Boom! You got a friend in me.
Ready or not, you got friends.
Love it. Love it. Love it.
I wrote in my notes, they put a little bendy of that guitar. We're rocking. Why are we talking about Sweep the Leg? Karate Kid came out in the 80s.
So weird.
There's also a line about you work for us. So then I was like, is this about like politicians? Are we like talking about like you work for us, I pay your tax dollars, that type of situation?
You make all the mistakes and get all the glory.
Whoa, shit.
I think that's the name of this song.
What?
Oh my god! If only my hands could hold on to it.
Where's the pen? Where's the pen?
Where's that been? Oh, I didn't mention this. We do have a physical copy of the album here. I got it off of eBay, off of a seller named Teration for $6.42.
Shipping included?
That's all together.
Wow!
Hey, okay.
How are they making money?
Listen, most any CD I buy off eBay is either shipping included or free shipping.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's just they probably got it for free. I know Media Mail, but boy, oh boy, like
I have a bunch of books. I got a Bret Easton Ellis book off of like there was like a library copy. I want to say I got it for like $8 free shipping from like secondhand books, something on eBay. Yeah.
4 of that is Media Mail.
Right, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. eBay.com, they got deals.
There's deals to be
They
found.
got deals to be found. I don't have anything from songmeanings.com. Oh, wait, no, I take that back. There's one. It's from Like Stars X. They're back. They said, love this song. Love those words. Like Jason said, these are our mistakes and our glories. You get both. Okay.
Right.
Also, I like
All
that
right.
they singled out. They were like, that's Jason saying that part. It's Jason.
Is it? Oh, we didn't hear that part.
Well, we heard it's in the verses. I mean,
Did we get to that, though, in the listen?
oh, no, we probably didn't get to that.
Oh, okay.
I probably
Yeah,
turned
yeah,
that off.
Yeah. Matt, listen, Matt's got
Put in your head a Jonathan Davis impression, and that's it.
Yeah. Listen, Matt's trigger finger is hot today.
Get it out of here.
Get it out. He's got no time.
No time.
All right, next up, Let You Down.
I'm taking a ride with my best friend.
Yes. Yes.
I hope they never let me down again.
Yeah.
And it's called Let You Down.
Wow, Matt just took his Matt is Matt took his headphones off. He took his hat off. He's pogoing. He's really mad. He's back. Oh my!
They did. They took Depeche Mode's "Let You Down."
Yeah, for
Never
sure.
Let You Down, and they were. Oh wow! Good job, guys.
Listen, we always say steal from the best. They stole from the best.
And
Martin
stole from Depeche Mode.
Depeche Mode, the best.
I love Depeche Mode, but
love Depeche Mode.
oh good.
Yeah.
Oh good. That was the most Midwest. Oh good. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh thank goodness. We're oh jeez, buddy. I'll help you with that keg in a second.
Honestly, who doesn't like Depeche Mode?
I don't know too many people. Who
I don't know
My
anybody.
dad.
Yeah.
Turn that down.
Yeah.
When are you gonna listen to Foghat?
Well, it's funny. My dad was recently setting up his new stereo, and I was like, you got to put on this thing, and I put on "Enjoy the Silence," and that thing was coming out,
Yeah.
and he was like, "Oh yeah, this is real good." And but Ronan hates all music that's not music he picked out, and so he threw
It's
his
my daughter,
body on the
same thing.
floor, and I was like, you know what? Your opinion doesn't count right now, sir. You cannot undo the classicness of "Enjoy the Silence." Anyway, I thought this one also was a little bit of P.O.D. trying to do like a Deftones moody thing.
Yes.
But the thing with Deftones is they have a little bit more serrated guitar action going on. And they have an overwhelming sexiness that does a lot of work. And if you don't have that here, this is just a mopey song.
P.O.D. doesn't have the danger element that Deftones have.
No.
Deftones have. Like,
No.
I feel like P.O.D. can be in dangerous places,
Yes.
but they aren't the danger.
Right.
No, yeah. And the other thing is that P.O.D.'s best songs are party songs.
Yeah.
Right.
Even if they're songs about serious things, they are party vibes.
Yeah.
And when they're like, no, we need to moody it up, I'm like, this isn't what you do well. This isn't what we like. We like your booms, we like your lives, we like your South Towns, we like your rock the parties. Read the room. Read the room.
Read it.
It's like they were trying to compensate too, because did you hear like in the background they had like a sound, like a wow, 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 just sort of going. They were like, just sprinkle some stuff in there to cover up the fact that we're extremely boring.
Yeah. A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to blow your minds, but Mr. Jerk didn't like this song. he felt that the meaning was self-explanatory.
That's the whole every song is that.
There's no subtext.
There's none.
There's none.
all text.
He calls out Sonny for doing a wannabe Deftones style singing. He says the
Ooh.
chorus is miserable sounding. I can't think of anything good about this track except for the breakdown, but it's not enough to
Not
save
enough.
the rest of the song.
I'm with you, jerk.
Mr. Jerk. Listen, that's the thing about a jerk is that sometimes you're like, this fucking jerk's right.
You need them. You need them
You
every
need
once
'em
in a while.
Every once
Yeah.
in a while. All right. Next up, we have a song called Teachers. Hey, P.O.D. band meeting real quick.
Yep.
So I'm working on the sequencing, and I know you guys got this ripper Teachers here. I was thinking putting it up at like track 2 or 3.
Okay.
Yeah, you think
okay.
that's what we should do?
No,
really,
no.
I was really hoping that we could do like Lights Out, If You Could See Me Now.
Oh, you want a slow song at track 3?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, then track 4 then.
Yeah.
It's got a flow. It's called Teachers, so you're not learning if you're not 8 tracks in.
Yeah, you gotta be maybe 10.
10. You want to put the? All right.
This is a real back 40 song to me, guys. I don't know about you guys.
Hey, our fans they listen
To the whole album.
to the whole album. We know how they do.
They're gonna wait
No.
till track 10 for the ripper.
Sonny, I have
Yes.
a question for you.
Yeah.
You know, I would say up until this point in our career, we really haven't been deep into our Rastafarian roots. So could we just expose that to the audience on this one? Maybe in just like the way you pronounce a couple words differently, but everything else stays the same.
Yeah, like when you say Ja,
Oh, you want me to say like Ja?
you need a little more.
Little, yeah, juice.
Little
Give
more,
it
little
the
juice.
juice.
Oh, Ja.
Yeah.
There we go.
But everything else you want to stay the same.
100%.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Perfect. No problem, guys. Track 10. That's where we'll bury this.
Am I Trilby? I just want to be sure.
His name is Truby, and yes.
Trilby? Truby.
Trilby.
He's not the hat.
Am I Tubi? Am I the streaming platform?
Listen,
out, Tubi.
okay. Shout out Tubi. Yeah, Matt, you're Tubi.
I'm Quibi.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I'm Crackle.
I'm Voodoo.
You're Voodoo.
I'm gonna be Voodoo.
Here's my downloadable 4K content. This Blu-ray I bought.
There you go. You know what I like about Voodoo is I don't know how many movies I've watched on Voodoo that in the last 10 to 15 minutes they're like, fuck you, you're not finishing this movie.
Oh, God.
I don't know.
I hate that.
It has happened so many times to movies I own in the service. They're just like, where do I gotta work anymore? Yeah. I watched Promising Young Woman on my phone to finish it. It was the only way it would work on Voodoo. Yeah. And I was hating that whole movie, so I was like anger watching a movie on my fucking phone just to, like for completist reasons. Yeah. Wowzers. Anyway, that's your stream talk. Teachers.
Yeah, that was Screen Time. Our new streaming
streaming pod. Yeah. According to songmeanings.com, and I could not find anything to confirm this, but they said that someone from England came over to the U.S. as part of Make-A-Wish Foundation to hang out with P.O.D. for a day, and he plays a chord and or screams the "We Still Believe You" part of the chorus. I couldn't find any confirmation on this because what did he play?
That was his wish to be on the record.
I think his wish was to hang out with P.O.D. and then they were like, you can play a chord and or scream on track 10.
Okay.
All right. But I couldn't find anything about this. So if this is true, then congratulations.
Okay,
You were
cool.
on the Ripper. So, yeah. I mean, at this one, I was like, once again, anytime they got really riffed up, I was like, thank you.
Right.
I would appreciate like 8 more of these.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. Yeah. I love that. I love Sonny's scream too. His yell sound. I love the sound
It's
of
awesome.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I want to stress, like, I listened actually to the 4 new songs. They just put another new song out today,
Awesome.
actually. Yeah. And, yeah, like, the boys are back. Like, this new P.O.D. record that's coming out sounds like it's going to be great.
Nice.
So, I don't know. Things were awry. But you know what, though? They didn't have Marcos. I think that's really what it comes down to.
Really, yeah.
They have Marcos, you know.
It is weird. Like, it's just chemistry. It truly is.
Yeah.
Like, you got the
Right.
right people in the room, and it just,
Mm-hmm.
there's no reason for it, but it's,
Mhm.
even if you guys hate each other, there's something that you guys got together.
Right.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly, yeah. That next, he says this is the last album with Truby. He's out after this one. Marcos comes back for an album called When Angels and Serpents Dance. I've never heard that record. I know nothing about it. But that album title,
I love
Bump
that
it
image.
Bump It
I
Up.
love that
All right,
image of someone dancing with a snake.
Mitch, would you like to come back for that one?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
okay.
please.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Perfect. All right. We do need, before you can do that, though, we have to finish this one. So next up, we have a song called Strength of My Life featuring Matisyahu again.
Here we go.
Wow. I cannot believe I made it
At
that
least they
long.
brought him back. I was missing him a little bit.
Oh, they had to bring him back. The lyric I wrote down from this song was steer clear from weird vibes. I'm trying. I'm doing my best.
Is
think
this song included in that?
When they started recording this, do you think Matisyahu was like, "Hey, you're kind of doing my thing right now"? Like Sonny he's just like, I've been listening to what you're doing, and I'm gonna do that a little bit here at the top.
Yeah. I mean, it probably was more like he was recording it and he was like pointing at him like, I'm doing you right now.
Oh,
I'm doing
yeah.
it. And Matisyahu was like, cool, give me a mic too. And they're
Right.
like, okay, you can be on 2 songs. So that's how I think everything works. That's how I think it works. You know,
In real time.
in real time. I don't think anybody, yeah. When we talk about how they make songs on these albums, like we are always assuming that they have no songs and they go into the studio and everyone's
and it just comes out.
making it up.
That's why Katy Perry's on the last 30 seconds of that track because she was so late. She was
right.
running into the studio
That's
and was like
right.
throwing headphones on.
Yeah, and they
like,
were
the
like-
song's almost over.
They're
Hurry.
like, it's almost done.
We're doing this on tape.
Songs are recorded in real time.
or they were like, we're almost out of hard drive space.
That's right. Every song, a documentary. Songmeanings.com, this guy named Indelible Entity says that they love how P.O.D. can flow through various musical styles so flawlessly.
Flawless.
They do
What?
reggae.
Victory.
Wow, Leslie?
I like this though. They do reggae a service through this song. It's flawless.
What service?
They did a service.
What
I don't know.
service?
Do not go forward.
Do
They do a
Seriously.
service. They do a service. Listen,
What serve? Taking it back?
No,
Sending it back?
when they said they did reggae service here, I think it was a situation where they checked to make sure that like fluid levels, oil levels are correct. Maybe rotated the tires. That's all they did to reggae.
They did a service on the SS Reggae.
Yes, that's all they did.
Because holy shit.
They performed a service.
Guys, we're gonna be doing reggae a service on this one. You mean a little of this? Whoa! When did you learn how to do that? What are you doing?
Listen. The Marley estate listened to this album and was like, "Shit,
Put the tough gong stamp on it.
Oh my gosh.
Tough gong it. Tough gong.
Now we have a twist here. This is Mr. Jerk.
Mr. Jerk.
I really don't like reggae. But for some reason, when I hear this song, I feel like rolling up a blunt and getting high as fuck.
If this is all you know of reggae,
Oh
that's a strange existence. If this is all you've ever heard of reggae,
Oh
Listen,
my God.
Imagine this is what I think. This is a song. This was his reggae hymen break, and this song was the
in
dick.
his virgin ears.
Yeah.
The dick of reggae.
Yeah.
Just rammed. Wow.
So it really calms you down. Still, I don't think reggae belongs on P.O.D. albums, even though they always put reggae in. It's just like they throw them on to fill tracks. Sad part here is that this reggae track sounds better than 95% of the rest of the shit on their album. I have to disagree there. I don't think this is better than that.
I feel like I have blocked out the other reggae tracks from P.O.D.
There's ones on every album. Yeah.
Okay. I have
I
have pushed
They're
those
late.
down.
They're late. Benson86 said, Mr. Jerk, you really are sad. For shit's sake, your comments are an insult to P.O.D. and their music. This is a site for commenting on the meaning of tracks and not whether or not you like
take it
the
back
song.
to the roots.
That's
okay?
right.
Yeah, roots rap reggae.
And not whether or not you like the song or album or what you do in your spare time to forget your sad life. This is an awesome song and really highlights what P.O.D. are singing about, even on their heavier and darker songs. The Psalm of David, if Jah is for me, tell me what I'm going fear. No, I won't fear. And Jah of Jacob is deserving of my love pretty much sums it up.
God,
I mean,
wish,
yeah, that says
wish,
it all.
I wish so hard that April 1st was a Wednesday this year so we could put out a reggae episode.
Where I could just talk like that for an hour and a half.
Yeah, it's just like, hey, could you read this dissertation on the impact of reggae music on the world culture?
And just so we're clear, is this Ya or Ja? Am I saying that right? Ya?
Ja?
Is it
Ja?
Yah or Jah? That's going to be me every time. Is it Yah or Jah?
Yeah, because we certainly have never for a whole episode mispronounced a name.
You know what? It has been brought to my attention that apparently people have been gauging how many times I have been mispronouncing stuff, and I'm just sounding things out. Listen, that's how I learned to read. I was sounding things out, and if people don't tell me that I'm saying it wrong, I'm not going to.
You're going to ride on.
I'm going to ride it.
What's a big one? What's a big?
Most recently, in the Cottonmouth Kings episode,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
we called one of the artists D Lock, but his name is D Loke.
And
Like Tone
like
Loke.
Tone
Tone
Loke,
Loke,
right?
Exactly.
Okay.
And it was brought to our attention that apparently he says his name multiple times in the songs we were lilistening to.
You
and we
know,
should have
the
picked
album
up on
he
that.
listened to
Yeah.
3 times.
times.
It's
Took notes
me,
on.
D-Loke.
Constantly.
Back at it again.
And
D-Loke,
I know,
D-Loke.
I can hear it in my head, me and Matt going, so on this song, you got D-Lock, just like leaning into the cack of it.
Yep.
Yeah, and I'm just going to say that I'm just trying my best, but also I will continue to mispronounce things. And that's
Yeah.
just that's a Roach Koach
Good.
promise.
That is the Roach Koach promise.
Right.
The Roach Koach.
It's okay,
The
Matt.
Roach-
It's okay. It's okay. Matt.
I just heard reggae for the first time too. He's figuring it out.
Matt, there are only 2 songs left on this
Which
album.
makes me ask, how respectful of our time is this album?
This album comes in at a sweet 50 minutes and 19 seconds.
So it's like super respectful of our time.
I would not put this as super respectful.
That's true.
It's
45 minutes. would have
45
been-
is super. This is respectful. I would say
Respect? Respect your neck?
I'm gonna leave that to the professionals. Like
That's
Mr.
an
Brody.
Adrien Brody question.
Leave that one to Brody. I will say that on the last song, the first time I listened to it, it was playing, and I remember thinking, "This is a good time to stop." And the song ended, and that was the end of the album.
All
And I was
right.
like, "Okay, all right." So yeah, but no. So first we have "Say Hello." All right, I'm just gonna say it right now. I can't think of anyone nicer than P.O.D. I'm sorry.
Right?
P.O.D. seemed like
I'm a bad guy.
oh shit, Sonny's here.
Yeah.
I believe in Jesus Christ and the redemptive power of Him.
Yeah.
And then giving yourself to Him to help you live your life. And I murder.
I just got to Revelations. That's why I'm getting mad.
Oh, okay. All right.
Is this song not a sound like this is on the soundtrack of like Fast and the Furious?
According,
I'm picturing some cars
let's see.
whipping
Some
around in
cars
the parking
whipping.
lot.
The
to this
only
song.
the only song
Biker
that's,
Boys, maybe.
the only song that's listed as being outside of any sort of general licensing was that the song "Lights Out" was featured in the video game Blitz the League.
Ooh,
I
Blitz
said
the League.
I said something about being in a football game.
Yep. So there it is. That's the one where you just like it's like super fast tackle, like
Yes.
insanity.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah, Blitz is like the NBA jam
yes.
for
Yes.
football.
I played the arcade once and it was so fast that I feel like never has my quarter been gone faster.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, did I
And
play
it's
a
like,
game?
The
Did I
first
play around?
quarter is already done.
Yeah. So yeah, this is another one. They're like, you know what? Let's put a rocker at track 12. Let's
Yeah.
just bury the rockers.
Yeah.
They
were
put
like,
it
"Let's
after
get
the
this-
reggae.
Pick it up.
Yeah.
Pick up the pace here.
But also lyrically, track 12 really makes sense because they are scraping the side of the lyric bucket on this one. Like,
Dude,
I have a face and I'm in the place, and you have a case of not looking me in the face.
Say hello to the bad guy.
That's what this picture is. This picture here on the did you notice this where they're in their like Rat Pack clothes here. They
Yeah,
got the
I don't know who styled them here.
Trilby hat maybe.
So this is Truby, or as you call him, Trilby.
Well, I was
here.
saying the hat style is
the
Trilby.
hat style is Trilby. Oh,
What if Trilby was in a Trilby?
Oh,
Truby
well,
the
he-
Trilby.
so what he's doing? He's doing.
You've heard of Elf on a Shelf? This is Truby on a Trilby.
So this is during Truby's decided that he's going to have braids.
Oh, okay.
Pigtail braids
Yeah.
during this time period. But yeah, this is one. This honestly, this look is. I need you to dress up for your band concert.
Yeah.
I really
Right.
don't. I really don't want to though.
Because a lot Sonny's not tucking the shirt in.
none of them are tucked. Well, no, I take it. Wov's got it tucked in. Truby's got suspenders.
Yep.
But Trey and Sonny are like, we're not tucking in.
He's got the cane.
Yeah. Ooh, he does have the cane. Yeah. So there's not. Yeah, you're not tucking in because you're letting everybody know. Like I am still.
Look, we went to the Flob's house yesterday and we watched Scarface.
Oh shit!
So we got the best outfits for the recital.
You know what? It's funny though, is that the Scarface thing is never ending. Drake
Oh.
put an album out last year with a Scarface sample on it.
Of course.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I remember listening to it. It's for all the dogs, I think, and I was like, yeah, and like the Scarface sample happens, and I was like, we're still
All
doing
I need
Scarface.
in this life is my balls and my word.
I think it was to say hello to the bad guy sample, actually. I think it was. I mean, there's only so many parts. I mean, what are you going to sample, like the
Okay.
guy getting killed with the chainsaw? I mean, I guess that's where that's.
I
I
mean,
mean,
to sample something.
that's honestly
that
yeah,
audio.
that would be the one to do. Yeah. So yeah, do that one. Honestly, let's move on. Rappers need a new.
They
movie
need a
to
new
be
Al
obsessed
Pacino
with.
movie.
Yeah, you know what? I think if they want to stay old vintage, they should start sampling Chinatown. That's
Oh,
what they should
okay.
want.
You
What
know-
about Taxi Driver? What happened? People used to sample the shit out of Taxi Driver.
Oh, Taxi
I feel
Driver! I
like.
think has been. I think that one. Everyone's kind of like
They
Every
tapped
good
on
line
it.
tapped on it.
Every good
Yeah,
line
yeah.
is
If
tapped.
my dad is like doing the like you talking to me bit, yeah, rappers aren't gonna
Yeah.
go for that one. But I think Chinatown is. I think there's some fertile ground there. Yeah.
Chinatown for sure, and that porno scene from Taxi Driver. You're taking me to a porno?
What if the new movie that everybody gets into is like in like 10, 15 years is like Escape from New York? That would be cool.
That'd be
actually.
That would be
super
cool.
That'd be
It's
great.
not going to be cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like Scarface is not that great, guys. It is not the best gangster movie.
no.
but
No,
Really?
no. It's also incredibly long.
Where's the Goodfellas samples? Are there a lot
Yeah.
of Goodfellas?
Yeah, I know. I think those ones are out there too.
Usually
Yeah, for
it's just
sure.
you
But
think of
Scarface-
funny how.
Yeah. Scarface is just taking it because Pacino's performance is so
over the top.
Yeah.
And he has
Yeah.
so many amazing one-liners.
That's what I'm saying. Like maybe a new Pacino movie, you know? Maybe like this the
could we do it
great
with
ass
the
scene
could
from
we do-
Heat.
Well, I think what
the Devil's Advocate.
Oh yes, or the Devil's Advocate even.
well, I think what it is that a lot of
Wait, that's Devil's Advocate.
no,
that's in
Great
Heat.
Ass
Heat is Great
Yeah,
Great
yeah.
Ass is Heat. What it is though is that a lot of rappers, when they talk about Scarface, is that they watch Scarface, they see their own life being reflected in the journey, and I think what it is that they watch these other Al Pacino movies, and they're just like, I cannot relate to Al Pacino, trying to get Russell Crowe to testify against, the the tobacco companies. He's like, that's not my life. I'm not living that, and then they probably watch Heat and they think they're De Niro. They don't think they're Pacino.
Yeah,
in
that's
that movie.
true. That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why you're gonna get like, I don't do anything that I can't walk away once the heat.
Exactly, yeah. And then they watch The Devil's Advocate and they're just like, wait a minute, Charlize Theron used a body double in this movie? And then they're out. So yeah, that would be the other thing.
Well, you know what the other thing is?
The last song
on the album.
Mark my words.
Yeah, we marking words.
Oh shit, Charles, you going in?
Marky Post. Marky Mark. Mark. Mark from Orc. Yeah, everybody knows I'm in a basement. It's video store. My mom and dad own. Stick me in the corner. If it be chicken strips, put me in the corner. If it be chicken strips, put me in that corner. If it be chicken strips, my mom comes downstairs with the chicken strips.
Dude, that's the record right
Whoa.
That's the song. That's it.
That's it right there. Wow. Charles,
Trust me,
that might be one of your best bits right there, buddy.
Thank you.
Wow.
That was great. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Have you-
16 years old.
Now, are you aware Mitch is always looking for more VHS tapes?
Yeah.
Are you selling anything, or is it strictly
No,
still
we're
strictly
strictly rental. Still
All right.
rental.
Okay, so Mitch would have to like dub them. Are you?
Yeah.
are
Well,
you-
I mean, dubs not subs, and I'll meet you at Bob Flubs.
Sure.
That's what I call him. I call him Bob Flubs. I gotta make everything rhyme. Charles me.
So I do say. I do say.
I do
declare.
I'm Bob the Flub.
I'm Bob the Vlob. We're crunchy riffing out the door. They kind of went big with this one, which I appreciated. And when he's saying like "mark my words," my first thought is "get the tables." Like that was
a
like
real hard.
this is like a real like wrestler song. Like you put this on, like some wrestler comes out and it's like "mark my words." Because as I'm learning, so much of wrestling is just people talking.
That's nowadays.
And that is why I stopped watching, because I would
cutting
watch them.
promos.
80% of
They're
it.
all
yeah.
just cutting promos.
in
Like
the WWE anyways.
I keep getting these things where it's like The Rock says something else, and I'm just like, and it's like I'm just trying to imagine going to an arena on a Tuesday night or a Monday night. I've got to get a sitter. I've got to drive down there. I'm gonna pay. Let's say these tickets cost me $75.
And if you're paying $75, you are up.
I'm way in the back.
In that bowl.
Okay, so I'm way in the back in the bowl. But I heard The Rock's going to be there.
Mhm.
Oh my God, The Rock. So I get there, get in, I got my concessions. The Rock comes out, and I'm like, here we go. He proceeds to talk for 10 minutes, and then he leaves.
A light
Yeah.
10.
Well, and he doesn't come out at the top.
No, he comes out late in it.
Late in the game.
So he comes out, and then also I'm
Well,
thinking
this is
about-
also, he comes out after two other people who aren't The Rock
Mhm.
Right.
have been arguing
Yeah.
for 10 plus minutes.
That's
Yep.
the other thing is that I see these clips and it'll just be, and it's funny is that like they're not even really trying to act like surprised anymore that they're being interrupted, because it used to be a thing that they would tell you, and I remember it was something that I learned in when I was doing some sketch shows at Go, was like when you have a line that gets interrupted, keep talking
Right.
as if you have more to say so that the
You don't
interruptions
sound like you're waiting for the next line.
exactly, yeah. And I watched this clip, and the guy was like, "Well, you know what they say." And you smell? And I was like, no,
Yeah.
you guys should be better training this. Yeah, but I'm just trying to imagine, like, and then you're there up in row
And you're there
300.
for hours.
Yeah,
Live
row-
wrestling shows are never shorter than 3 hours.
Yeah, and so you're up there, and The Rock comes out, and he talks, and then also, what are the acoustics up there in old Firestone Arena?
Firestone Arena.
Yeah.
Firestone
Yeah,
Arena.
and
Yeah.
he's this big.
Yeah, he's this big,
Is
and
that
he's
him?
like,
Oh,
You're
you're
just
watching
watching
it
the
on the
screen.
TV.
Yeah, you're just
Yeah.
watching it on TV.
yeah, I just can't.
Put him in the corner. Feed him chicken strips.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, that's what you got to do. But yeah, I mean, if that's the thing, I feel like if you're showing up to those shows, they should be putting guys through tables, guaranteed. They shouldn't be talking. You know, I don't know. That's just me. And everyone's like, listen, those are real people putting their bodies at risk. Okay, put their bodies at risk.
Put him in a table.
Put them in a table.
Through the table.
Put them through a table.
That's
Dudley
why I
Boys did it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
why Get the Tables is a thing, because
Yeah.
that's what people get excited. They hear somebody yell, "Get the tables."
Something's gonna
What
happen.
the fuck?
Something's
What's
gonna happen.
Yeah.
Something's
Yeah.
gonna happen.
Holy shit.
That's why.
Yeah.
This is why Nick Gage is who he is. Are you familiar with Nick Gage?
No, not
No.
familiar.
So Nick Gage is like, he's on the independent circuit, but he mainly works with a smaller company called GCW. And he is like borderline not a wrestler. He's just like a guy who actually, he's the guy. Did you ever hear about how David Arquette almost died in
Yes.
the wrestling ring?
Did
He's
hear
the
about
guy
that.
who stabbed him in the neck.
Oh,
So
wow.
he's the kind of guy who just does that, like breaks the light tube and uses it to stab you with it. But when he comes to the ring, you can't see him. Like the crowd goes so fucking bananas for him. You don't even see his body because he's just surrounded by people diving on him. And because he is so, I mean, what else do you want? You
Right.
want light tubes, you want barbed wire, you want things exploding, and
need-
he's the guy that's going to give it to you.
Wow.
Because you think, I think he's actually going to do this. Like, I think he's actually going to kill someone. He might pull out a gun next match.
Wow. Whoa. Follow that, Rock.
Anyway, this is pretty
Yeah,
good
The
song.
Rock turned heel. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
What a heel
turn. Oh, shocking. Well, sorry.
The
bud.
bad guy is still a bad guy? Oh, wow. Okay.
Listen. I look at all this and I'm just like, sorry, I didn't go see Black Adam. My bad. Okay. So,
Mark my words.
Mark my words. This song is apparently about the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Per songmeanings.com.
What? Sorry.
I have to wake up C.S. Eliot.
Sorry. What?
C.S. Lewis?
They
C.S. Eliot.
C.S.
My poems.
I mean, I would say see you later is my feeling on that one.
75% of the title of that is a wardrobe. You want to watch a movie that has to do with a piece of furniture?
Listen, here's the thing: is that
There's a lion and a witch
And
And
wait
Lord.
for it.
a dresser.
Listen, that's classic. That's classic little kid book shit, though. They would have books that it'd be like Henry and the superpowered Koran, and you're like, okay.
Yeah.
And then the most famous, the Indian in the cupboard.
Right.
You know, my dad's most disappointing film, I've learned. Because my dad took me to see that movie. It was a family movie. And in the first 5 minutes of that movie, this kid, so I don't know if you're familiar with the premise of this movie.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Are you familiar with the premise?
No.
Okay. So he's got a magic cupboard, and you put any of your toys in it, and you open it up again.
And they're alive.
They're alive.
Okay.
So in the first 5 minutes of the movie, this kid puts Darth Vader, a Tyrannosaurus Rex, and a cowboy, and maybe something else in this thing, shuts it, opens it up. Darth Vader is fighting a Tyrannosaurus Rex. And this kid goes, oh shit, and shuts it, and then opens it up again, and they're normal again. And then later on puts an Indian in it who then comes alive
Becomes
and
his friend.
becomes his friend, and they talk. And my dad's like, you cannot show me Darth Vader fighting
That was
a
in the trailer.
yeah, you can't show me Darth Vader fighting a fucking dinosaur in the first 5 minutes of your movie and then go, nah, you don't get that.
Right.
You don't get that.
Yes,
You know what?
such
Yeah.
a letdown.
Yeah.
Nah.
Nah, you're not
Yeah.
going to get it. So
Check out this deep thought from the Indian in the cupboard.
Well, in the video, taking it back to the VHS,
Yes.
the release of that, if you took the
Yes.
sleeve out, you could
Yes.
flip it around, and the case, the clamshell, became a cupboard itself.
Wow.
And it had a little keyhole on the side, and it came with a plastic key and the little Indian
remember
figurine.
that.
How about that?
Yeah.
How about that?
I apologize. I know we're having a lot of fun, but I need to land the plane.
All right, Matt. All right, Matt. Well, that is the last song on the album. I just want to let you know that Jason Truby came for Mr. Jerk in the final comments and called him, "You idiot."
Ouch.
And also, Mr. Jerk criticized Sonny's rapping, and so Faith87 says, "If you think he's bad, I'd like to see a posted video of you rapping."
Okay.
And there it was.
This video will be going up.
It will be going up. That's the album. That is Testify by P.O.D. And now it's the part of the show where we talk about
Canon Talk.
talking about the canon. Mitch, we'll start with you.
So like I said earlier, this all feels like one long song to me, one big song. So I would, and this is what, 2006. So where does this land? On the
That is
timeline?
we're coming down.
We are-
From,
yeah.
Still.
We're down, and we're
Yeah.
staying down. Testify. So I would say no on this one.
No on that one. All right. I felt this album was actually a step up in rippers from the previous one, but it still falls short because they have set such a high bar for themselves in regards to Satellite and Fundamental that they haven't been able to clear it. So I would also have nothing for the canon. Matt, your argument against our ideas.
Yeah, I think you're both wrong because you're dum-dums. And this album is great, and I'm smart. Yum, yum, yummy, yum, yum. Give me all that yummy stuff. Oh, sorry. I thought I was writing the lyrics to some of these songs.
You're throwing
yeah.
some more words in the bucket.
Yeah,
Lyric
but it
bucket.
just
bucket.
scrape.
There you go.
Not great. Feels like they're finding their sea legs. Does not sound like they found them. No real muddy production or sparse production where I wanted something there isn't. They still are very much themselves at times, but those times are so few to be like they did it. So nothing
Yeah.
for the canon, and I'm happy to hear the new stuff because I like P.O.D, but I do not like this record from what I've heard.
Can we put Truby in?
He's in the junk drawer.
Truby and a Trilby.
Truby and a Trilby is in the junk drawer.
Did we? Now I've been wanting to bring this up. Has anybody, or since previous P.O.D episodes, Jenny specifically, has she ever brought up the name Sandoval, Sonny Sandoval?
No.
No.
So you're familiar with the show Vanderpump Rules?
I know
Oh,
of it, but I've never
I know
watched
of it,
It's
yeah.
a reality show. So a
yeah.
guy, one of the characters on this show, his last name is Sandoval, Tom Sandoval. And this entire time, I've been wondering, is Tom Sandoval related to Sonny Sandoval? And we just recently watched an episode of Vanderpump Rules where they go, you know how these reality shows work. They're like, we got to have a party. And then that's the episode, and they argue at the party. And then next time on Vanderpump Rules, hey, we're having another party. And then they argue at that party.
Right.
This time, most recently, they were like, we're having a Frank Sinatra night. They're like, what we're going to do is we're going to go out and we're going to get really dressed up. And they basically do what they did on this artwork here. They dressed like this and went to a restaurant and argued at that restaurant.
I love it. According to Wikipedia, there's no relation. But this is interesting. He's been married. Sonny's been married since 1996 to his wife Shannon. They have two daughters, Nevaeh and Marley, and a son, Justice. Sandoval is widely credited with the sudden popularity of the name Nevaeh, which, as he revealed on
Heaven
MTV Cribs, is heaven spelled backwards.
Yeah,
I
we
didn't know that went back to him. I didn't know
I
that
didn't- yeah.
I didn't know he got to call that one. Wow.
Huh. Do you remember that, Cribs?
I don't remember his. No.
I specifically remember the P.O.D. Cribs because they were just hanging out.
Having a
They
good
were
time.
barbecuing.
Oh,
Boy.
maybe
I think there was a
part
skate
of,
ramp.
Maybe that was part of the one. I mean, maybe that was part of the one that with the documentary for the last album, because that's what they're doing. So maybe it was filmed with that. Possibly?
Oh yeah,
possibly.
Or they just are always
They're always
barbecuing, hanging
barbecuing.
out.
These guys.
Good time.
all the
skate
time.
ramp going in the
Oh
background.
man, you know what? I just love calling like 8 to 10,000 people I know and just throwing like 8 stacks of ribs on a grill at Tuesday at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I think that's what you're about to do, Matt. Right?
That's heaven to me.
There you go. Oh, yeah. That brings us to the end of another episode of Roach Koach. Thank you so much for listening, Mitch. Thank you so much for
Thank you,
coming.
Thank you
back.
guys. Thanks.
Super fun. We'll see you again soon for the next POD
Yeah,
album.
yes.
So
In VHS Detroit, not only are you the actual entity, but you also have a podcast too.
We do,
That's
yes.
right.
We do have a podcast, VHS Detroit. It's still pretty new, but yeah, we're
Love
plugging away. It's more of a it's not as straightforward as you would think a VHS podcast would be. It's more of it's an experiment. I'll say that. It's hard to describe at this point in time. So
I love it.
maybe check it out if you're,
Check it out.
if you're
It's-
interested.
It's on gabbermedia.com.
It is.
Yeah.
Gabbermedia.com.
Yeah.
There you go. So yeah, keep on saying hello to us online: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. Still exists,
As
right?
long as it does.
As long as it exists, we're on it. And send us an email, roachcoachpodcast@gmail.com. And until next time, oh wait, patreon.com. Patreon.com.
The Pact.
The Pact. It's going on. It's going great. Until next time, Matt, thank you.
Lorin, thank you.
Mitch, thank you. All right,
Bye.
Bye.
Roach Koach
Podcast.
hot all day. Every Wednesday. It's the Roach Koach
Podcast.
all day.